Good morning, day, night, evening, afternoon, guys. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. How's it going? How's it going? Today, we're gonna play a completely fresh game that I've never played before, right? I heard this game is pretty good, and yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Welcome in, old. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in, everybody. What's the plan for today? My plan for today is to continue what I did around this time last year. Around this time last year, I started doing a couple of like solo self-found, just like playthroughs through normal on like all the classes in preparation for like some like, you know, new or like updated beginner guides for all the classes. And I don't think I actually like properly finished those yet. And I mean, back then I thought like Fangs of Astakarn is like a couple of months away. Now it seems a lot more likely that Fangs of Astakarn is only a couple of months away. So yeah, I'm gonna continue doing exactly that. And I did go through like a couple of builds already, or like a couple of classes already. I did do like, well, I didn't want to do like just one wave per class. I wanted to like try multiple waves, right? So last time I did Fire Strike Demo, Trick Civil Occultist, AVP Nightblade, Penalty Arcanist, Storm Totem Shaman, Rune of Color Store Inquisitor, and like I think Skeleton Necromancer. And I don't know, Oathkeeper is just like a lost cause. I don't know what the fuck to do with Oathkeeper. Anyway, Berserker is obviously missing, and also Soldier is missing. So, why don't we take advice from a streamer I've seen play this game, who said something like, if you have like no brain, go play Forcewave Soldier or something like that. What did he say again? Something like that, right? Yeah, that's what he said. Okay, so gonna follow advice of that guy and start with Forcewave Soldier.
Ah, we speak at last.
You trust that, man? Okay. And then, of course, we're gonna branch into like other ways of leveling Soldier maybe as well, on like another character. All right, today, so we are here in pre-Fangs of Astakarn environment. The UI and everything is more or less probably final for Fangs of Astakarn already. And we're gonna play Forcewave Soldier. We're gonna play a Soldier today. Obviously proving that it's hardcore, like viable, male or female. I mean, whichever you prefer to play, doesn't really matter. Should we play on Veteran? Okay, so usually Veteran is like a waste of time. Unless you want to like start learning the game, like maybe like a little bit the harder way, and you want to have like a smoother transition from Veteran to like Elite or Ultimate. But most of the time Veteran is kind of like a waste of time, or like it's additional challenge, not too bad. The stream title scuffed. Did I not update it yet? Alright. So let's go with just normal for now, right? As maybe the average new player would as well. I mean, the average new player might not be playing hardcore, but anyway. How do I have the new UI? You can play the new UI if you sign up for the patch 1.3 public playtest. Which you can enter if you have the game on Steam. Emma still in TQ2 category? Yeah, I think I fixed it now. Did I not? Yeah, it's okay, it's fine now. Hold on, where is it? Public testing FAQ. Here we go, right? Check out that link if you wanna check out the new UI. What I am not playing on, I mean, I am playing on 1.3. I'm playing on the patch that also, like, it's like the eternal testing branch for Franks of Asakarn. So, oops, there's some spoilers here maybe on the map, but I can't really stop that, can I? Also, you might see that I have like a slightly different like potion UI than you guys have, even on 1.3. Because this new like potion system is gonna be exclusive to like the fangs of Asakarn, right? Also, I can play Berserker on this, so there might be a couple of like Berserker leveling streams coming up. I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to leak those. But today we're gonna start very basic, right? And the most basic thing you can do in Grim Dawn, right? If you have especially no brain, is just Forcewave Soldier. So that's what we're doing today, right? Forcewave Soldier. So you wanna get to, yeah, you don't choose this class, you choose this class, and you go like 1 point down here, 2 here, and you can use Forcewave with a 2-hander or with a shield. And there's a pretty decent 2-hander you can grab early on, which is 100% always there. Sometimes you can go here, but sometimes the way is blocked, so you gotta go around. This is fronting Max SMH, my head. Dude, where the hell is Max? Where is he? What is he doing? Is he playing Grim Dawn still? Okay, so over here you always get the Havel's Greatsword. Havel's Greatsword is always the great. I mean, like the best 2-hander you can get at level 2 in the game. Loot filter. People ask about loot filters sometimes, right? Like how to set up loot filters. Honestly, Grim Dawn's loot filter is rather basic. You can't really do that much. What you want to take is always show double rares. Untick commons. There's no like socket system like in Diablo 2. I mean, there's like every item has like one socket by default, you could say, where you can like put in one component. But you can put, like every single item has one socket, right? Doesn't matter which rarity. So whites are pretty much always trash, common items are always trash, magics can be fine until like level 10 or 15, then they're also basically trash. And then you want to run around like this. And then for endgame you want to run around like this. And maybe even if you're playing like Ascendant mode later and you already have like all the monster frequencies that you need, you might even want to run around like this, right? Because now there's a new tick box for Ascendant items. But yeah, more on that maybe at some point later. We're not gonna talk about them too much today. You can then further narrow down stuff here. I would honestly not really do something like this here, because if you do this, then you will only see like armor that has like, for example, physical damage, which you would like to have on your build. But you might miss some like actually good armor that just has like a bunch of defenses that you need at that point. So I don't really like doing this. Here I wish they would make a loot filter that's actually better. So you could at least split this stuff into like what you want to have for your weapons and what you want to have for your armor and stuff like that. Maybe it will happen at some point, who knows. But for now we're gonna like remove all of these. Except for 200 melee. Because that's what we're playing, right? We're gonna be playing 200 melee to spam Forcewave. We want to check out all the armor, all the accessories and all components. This stuff, I don't even know. I wouldn't even touch it, to be fair. Maybe you can... Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't even touch it, to be fair. And just like look at items first and try to learn like which items are good or bad. Once you've learned which items are good or bad, you could like maybe tick or untick some stuff here. But for now I wouldn't touch it if you're new to the game. Really wouldn't. Alright, so Forcewave, okay, this is like, I guess what happens when you don't play that run, you just one-shot this guy more or less. And we want to go away from having Forcewave and cooldown rather sooner than later. So we want to move over to this Tremor modifier. But I do need like 4 more points there, and just pushing this, I feel like would delay it a little bit too much. So let's like put 1 point into the skull, and just like push 2 down into the bar. What's the current best single player ARPG in my opinion? I mean, I am heavily biased and I would have to still say it's Grim Dawn. The expansion's worth it. I don't know. I'm new to this game, right? I've never played it before. Checking it out for the first time today. Are they worth it? Should I get them, chat? Good to see a Titan Quest 2 streamer trying out Grim Dawn. The playtest public already. The 1.3 playtest, which has like all the new UI, is public. There will never be a Fangs of Astakarn public playtest. That stuff is only for closed, like dedicated testers. There will never be a public Fangs of Astakarn playtest. Anyway, next up we are doing Forcewave spam, right? So we like put 2 points down here, 1 point into the crystal, and now as you can see the skill has no longer a cooldown, and we can do what we want to do. If we want to have like super easy brain dead soldier leveling, right? Just hold down the right button, the right mouse button, whatever you bind us to, and you kill stuff. How do you become a playtester anyway? They have like waves where they accept new playtesters. For example, the playtesters for Pangs of Astakarn right now are people that have been playtesters in the past, plus whoever basically applied to be a playtester after they did their "we are looking for new playtesters" post back in late 2024. And if they would need more playtesters, if they feel like they need more feedback, they would make another post like that. And if they make another post like that, I will let you guys know. But until now, there has not been another post, so seems like they're getting enough feedback from people in the program. I mean, maybe there will be like another invitation at some point, but for now there is none. Welcome guys, Sifum, Sep, Ithai, welcome guys, welcome. Name my top 3 single player ARPGs. So I enjoy the most right now, I would say Grim Dawn, Titan Quest 2 and PoE 2. Those would be like my top 3 right now at this very moment. LE, like Last Epoch, is still high up for me as well. Even though like the game kinda hit the gutter a little bit and there's like tons of drama and I mean for good reason. And in the past I would have put like Last Epoch in the top 3 as well. It depends, right, like how good their next season patch is gonna be like, right, like their season 4. If that's like surprisingly good, then maybe it might jump up to top 3 again, but I don't know, like PoE 2 is just objectively such a great game. Maybe not as great as PoE 1 yet, but for me subjectively PoE 1 is not that high up, because I don't know, I just don't like it as much, I guess. I can see why people like it, but it's not my most favorite game. Okay, let's put some more points on Forcewave. Need some more damage. I did level up after all, didn't I? So Forcewave single target damage early on can be a bit lacking, as you can see, but once we upgrade our weapon, like we're still using Heaven's Greatsword, which will start to fall off rather sooner than later. So we need to like keep our eyes out for a better two-hander soon. I should like not have magic unticked at this point. You still have hope for Last Epoch? Yeah, I have, I think, some hope as well still. Not a lot maybe, but I do have hope. And no matter what they do with the next season, I will play it for at least a day. Like, even if it's shit, I will play it. Because if it's shit, I feel like as a streamer, I'm a little bit like obliged to also show you that it's shit. Right? So we'll see. Mind showing my graphic settings? Oh yeah, okay, so video settings look like this. Interface settings look like this. Health bars look like this. Gameplay looks like this. By the way, if you're playing an occultist and you were trying to level with Bloody Pox in the past, you always had to turn off gore. But now, since this patch, they finally fixed it, right? You can play gore, and Bloody Pox will still spread, I think, to other enemies now. pt.1 has feature creep. I mean, yeah, I think for people who've played the game already for a long time, it's no issue. But if you're like trying to get into PoE1 now, it's like there's so many features that you have to like try to learn at first. And you don't have to learn all of them, because not all of them are equally useful, I guess, but it's still like a lot of stuff. PoE2 has bear creep. Literally hope you might not have time for that anymore. I mean, understandable, understandable. Ultimately, you gotta like play what's fun for you, right? Does the swamp texture here look like different or new compared to before? I feel like it looks a little bit different. I'm not sure what it is. I feel like it looks a bit... Does it look better? Maybe. I can't decide right now if it actually looks better or not, but I think it does look better. It's a bit more reflecty, I guess. It's like a little bit different lighting, right? Maybe it's a different shader they're using now. Like, they are trying to upgrade their, like, they're not like hugely improving their graphics, but they're doing some minor changes here and there, which can be noticeable. Did they add something new to Grim Dawn? They added some new UI. You can also, if you want to, right, you can play with orbs down here now if you want to, right? You can play like this. If you are an orb Andy. Don't get all the hate for Ellie, it's a great game. Within limits, it is. I think it's more the people that have been like around for Ellie for a long time are more and more frustrated because they know what the game could have been. And also they know like certain decisions by the basically management of their company that have been like more than questionable in the last couple of months or years. Guide for the Stormblade is gonna be out like tomorrow, I think. The game itself is not a problem, the way the developers handle the game is a problem to you. Yeah, I can get behind that. I think that's the bigger problem with Ellie, to be fair. Like the game itself, it's far from perfect. I mean, Grim Dawn is not perfect either. But yeah, I don't know. Also, after some point it felt like they had like no direction for the game, or like not enough direction for the game, and just started doing community polls for everything. Like, sure, it's nice to get some feedback from the community every now and then, but to me it almost felt like they're just like doing community polls for the sake of doing community polls, and they don't actually do anything. Like, either they get feedback for stuff that they can't implement anyway, or they get feedback of stuff that would be cool but they're not doing it anyway, or they're trying to look for a direction because they don't know what to do themselves as well anyway. So it's a little weird. I'm not sure how to describe it really, but okay, when you put more points into this class, we can like get a point in Menhir's Will, right? That's very nice and hardcore. So like when you drop below 33% of your HP, you get healed, basically. You always want to put at least 1 point per level into your main ability to pump damage. Maybe I should like pump a little bit more because I'm not getting a new weapon right now. Yeah, like one more here. And then Fighting Spirit is also okay. I mean, you could argue this is not really great or like worth it at this point. It's good later, not really right now. New game, Noctu, welcome, welcome. You tried today, loot filter forgot settings after TP to ton back. Are you sure? Like, that never happened to me. There's like a button to disable and enable the loot filter. And also to hide all items. Maybe you press those buttons by like on accident. If I press this, right, I can show or hide this. Or if I press another button, I can hide everything, for example. Maybe you hit one of those buttons on accident. I'll screenshot. I mean, if you think it's a bug, feel free to report it on the forums, right? They have a bug report section there. Just saying it never happened to me. But maybe it can happen. They never really came back to Balance Alley. I mean, they do some balancing. Coming from Grim Dawn, I feel like Grim Dawn gets lots of great balance patches in my opinion. Like, considering how small the game is and like how little people are doing balancing work, Grim Dawn gets a fuck ton of balance patches, so like balance changes compared to last epoch, for example. For example, when they released 1.0, there were like, it felt like there were like 3 lines of balance changes. I'm like, what? How? And I'm not sure if they're like too afraid to balance stuff sometimes, or if they don't know how to balance stuff, or if they don't care to balance stuff. Like, they need to understand that if you balance stuff correctly, you have a wider range of viable builds, and thus more people can have fun playing whatever they want to be playing instead of just running after like a couple of meta builds, right? And I mean, same for PoE2. I mean, PoE2 also has some balance issues, I think. But I think PoE2 at least is like balancing more than last epoch was, or is. People will always play meta. Eh. I mean, certain people will, yeah, sure. But also, I feel like if you try something else in for example, Grim Dawn, or I feel like to a certain degree also on PoE2, like I've never looked at a single build in PoE2 ever, and I always felt like I can kind of like make whatever I want to do within the limits of what the game presents me, of course. But in LE, there were like many cases where I tried to do something, and it was just absolute dog shit, like completely unviable in any way or form. And I'm like, how? How is it like that? How is it so bad? Does Titan Quest 2 have the same replayability like Grim Dawn? No, it's far from that yet, like at this point. Titan Quest 2 might get there in like maybe 3 years from now. I mean, to be fair, like Grim Dawn base game, like first expansion, for example, also in my opinion had like close to no replayability. I made like 2 or 3 characters in Grim Dawn 1, like in Grim Dawn base game without first DLC, and then just quit again and played other games, because to me there wasn't like enough exciting stuff to do, or like exciting items to check out. With Ashes of Mammoth though, right, they introduced, first of all, a proper level cap of 100 instead of just 85. The like empowered, or whatever, like mythical items, right? Way more items in general, 2 new classes on top of that. Skill modifiers, which were like the thing that made it like actually interesting. So, like to me, Grim Dawn's like replayability came with Ashes of Mammoth, which was in like 2017 or something like that, or early 2018. I don't quite remember. I think it was like late 2017. And Grim Dawn started Kickstarter in what, like 2014, 15, something like that. So yeah, like 3 years after. Okay, why am I dealing like no damage here? What the fuck? Maybe that's why. Because I have unspent points that I'm not putting into my main ability. And also, like, I'm still running around with like a level one Heaven's Greatsword, right? Can the game please like drop a 200 for me? I guess we're going back to the shop now and rebuy some stuff. Also, this red effect on my screen is Sunder, right? Some abilities from enemies like this one, when they like glow red, right? They Sunder you. Which makes you get a debuff, which makes you take a lot more damage from other abilities. But because we're A, playing normal, and B, early game Sunder is kind of a joke. I feel like, I mean, they could buff it, honestly, like, why is it so easy early game? Sunder makes way more sense later on, where you actually die if you don't dodge it. But early, this is like... I don't know. I feel like... Okay, like in a way you want to introduce people gradually to a mechanic like that. But if you don't actually take a lot more damage, it feels like there is not even like a learning effect happening at all, right? Okay, let's check out the vendor. This vendor has 2 handers, and this other vendor also has 2 handers. First of all, right, attributes. I didn't spend a single attribute point yet. If you're playing like a Forcewave soldier, you pretty much want to put points in physique to wear armor and 2 handers. You want to put points in cunning to get physical damage and offensive ability, which makes you hit and crit enemies easier. And you might want to have to put some points into spirit to like wear rings or jewelry. But cunning is your damage, physique is your tankiness, and spirit is generally useless for you unless you need it for rings and stuff, right? That's the TLDR here. So, what you need to know is that Forcewave is a spell, but Forcewave is a weapon damage scaled spell, right? So you want a weapon that has high damage, high base damage, but also ideally on top of that, casting speed, not attack speed. So, I mean, something like this looks pretty good to me. And if you're using like a single skill like this on your left or right mouse button, you can kind of somewhat trust the DPS meter, and if like an item says like plus 115 more damage per second, then it is somewhat accurate, to be fair. It's not... like this can be inaccurate if you're using, for example, like multiple skills, or like if your skill is proccing other skills and stuff like that. But if you're just using like one, like straight up like just one skill, then it's reasonably accurate, I would say. You have like 600 hours in this game, you had no idea how that's how the ability worked? Yeah, Forcewave is a spell. It's scales of casting speed. Common misconception, it is casting speed scaled. Yo Envy, how you doing, man? Mowing the lawn and playing Forcewave is the life, right? What is this game? I know, right? Never heard of it. PoE Sunder, Greater Grim Dawn Sunder? Wait, what's PoE? Oh, yes. PoE 1 Sunder, I guess. PoE 2 Sunder? I'm not so sure about that. Isn't everything besides like auto attacks a spell? Ring of Steel, for example, is attack speed scaling and not casting speed scaling. Even though you might think it's a cooldown spell, but it's an attack. Blade Arc is an attack. Even though it's not a default attack. Yeah, basically it like depends what kind of skill template the skill is, and like whether or not that skill template has decided whether or not it's like scaling with casting speed or attack speed. Yo, Bouncing, welcome, welcome. Is it you or does the game look different? Bit sharper, the UI is different too? Yeah, there's a new UI since like this public 1.3 public playtest right now. There's like new UI down here. If you want, you can also play with health orbs now instead of bars. I mean, I personally prefer bars, but there's orbs now too if you want to use those instead. This new UI should scale up properly all the way up to 4K if you're like playing on some huge ass monitor, or like on your livings, like I don't know, your TV screen in the living room, or in your Steam Deck as well. It should be better at scaling up and down properly. What about 8K? I mean, I don't know, if they did it properly, then it should also scale up to 8K, who knows. Yo, Exile Traveler, welcome on, welcome on. New content must be amazing. Looks inside Forcewave. Hey, if you come back to Grim Dawn, right, and if you forgot how to play this game, the best thing to do is to play the classic, right? The classic that requires no brain. Right? The classic that requires no brain. Yep, true and real. Okay, let's go back to bars though. I like my bars. Wait, is there no brain command? Like no brain command? Oh. Hold on, give me 1 second. Right. Okay. Yeah, okay. Cool. Where are we going? We're going across the bridge, right? Also, one more thing I haven't talked about yet at all, right, is devotions. Whenever you cleanse one of those shrines, right, you get a devotion point, and devotion... You could compare it maybe to like something like the PoE passive tree in a way, but it's different. It's kind of like your third class, right, in a way. And what I can always recommend is the classic Jackal, right, 3 points Jackal, to get total speed over here. It's the earliest, like, 3-point value, or like the best 3-point value that you can get in the game when it comes to getting attack, cast, and movement speed, all in one. So that's nice. What happened to the UI? It got updated. Welcome, Rappler. Forcewave Soldier, classic. Jackal first, classic, yep. It's good, what can I say? Always has been. It still is. Forcewave is viable in 1.0 as well, yep. This is a Grim Dawn 1.0 build guide. Featuring Forcewave Soldier. Forcewave all the way. Okay, so the way I'm gonna run these characters is... I'm probably only gonna run them through all of normal. I will put them up to a point where they can go into ultimate. I will do maybe like Act 1 ultimate to prove that point. That you can take this character from normal to ultimate. I will not choose a second class, it's gonna be like solo class only. Just to basically highlight how to level like a single class. It's mostly supposed to be there to like gather data for people, like to give like a proper guide for people that wanna, you know, like get through normal and like get some early direction on like which skills are good for leveling for like the first like 50 to maybe even up to like 100 levels, right? Yeah. And I'm not doing solo classing because I would recommend solo classing. I'm doing solo classing because I want these to be like basically guides that you can then combine with any other class that you can choose yourself, right? But the focus is gonna be like this class, and then second class is like whatever you want to play, right? Okay, let's go over here, right? The Ancient Chandler. It's gonna be very interesting for this boss because he drops a amulet. Has like a 100% drop rate. which always has modifiers, like skill modifiers, to Forcewave. In case you didn't know, monster frequents are items that can drop from specific monsters infrequently, or in this case frequently, and they usually have skill modifiers, in this case a skill modifier to Forcewave, giving it more damage, and also +3 to Forcewave, which results in also more damage, so that's nice. Also we got a couple of like green items here. Gloves with casting speed is, I mean, amazing, because as I said earlier, right, we are scaling off casting speed here. Okay, sounds good to me. Also, yeah, we got the Juicy Jackal 6% total speed node now, so we are kind of zooming. Also, one new feature, right, with 1.3, and also with Fangs of Astakarn, is this move reagainst button, right? In the past, you had to, like, go back to your town to, like, stash all of your components. Now, if you want to, you can just, like, click this button and, like, everything goes to your, to your stash, no matter where you are. However, would I recommend you to press that at this point in the game? Probably not, because you want to, like, you know, actually use your component instead. For example, Polished Emerald. You will find 5 billion of these anyway. Just put them wherever you want, right? They give you, like, good stats. I would say this is one of the best early game components in the game, actually. You could also use, like, Chipped Claw, for example, to improve your physical damage of your weapon. Like that. This also grants you a skill, like a slam skill. It's like a melee slam attack, which deals like additional physical damage, which you could use if you want to for like bosses on top, but honestly I wouldn't even bother with this. It's just nice to have some additional damage on your weapon.
Oh, hello, traveler.
Otherwise, most of the more interesting components, we're gonna look at those pretty much after Act 1. I would say like for Act 1 you don't need components really at all. Sure, they can boost you like a little bit, and what I would do, or like what I would recommend is like using Polished Emeralds, or maybe like one of those like things for your weapon to make the weapon a little stronger, but otherwise you don't really need them at all. You don't really have to like think about them that much. Act 1 is easy enough, you don't need them. After Act 1 though, and more importantly after you rescue the Smith, which we're doing right now, you can craft components, and the Smith can craft pretty good components already by default. You will find blueprints for even stronger components at some point later. But the stuff that the Smith can craft by default is already like very strong for like a long time. Thanks of Astakarn tomorrow. Yep. Thanks of Astakarn tomorrow. Hooray. Alright, alright. Most of these green items I'm gonna more or less equip them without looking too much at them, because they usually will have more resistances than my yellow items, especially like armor pieces. The weapons, I wouldn't. With weapons it heavily depends on like what affixes they have, and my yellow weapon right now that I bought from the vendor is pretty darn good for now. No new devotions are planned for Pangs of Astakarn, nope. I kind of wish they would make some more, but I also understand why they're not doing it. They're focusing their work on other stuff. Also, we got this Milton's cask we got from this Milton zombie earlier, which is not too bad either. It does give me a lower cooldown on my Blitz ability, which is what I'm using to charge around the battlefield right now. If we got more devotions, you would want more points. I mean, more devotions are more options, more points is just power creep. I mean, power creep can be fun, to a certain point. Wish they buffed Ulo, like debuff cleanse and immunity to cleanse debuffs for like 3 seconds. I mean, if you think something should get buffed, you can always leave feedback on the forum, right? They do read everything. And if somebody else who's like maybe a more like known member of the community jumps on top of your wagon, like there's a higher chance that it might even get implemented. There's always a chance. I mean, Ulo is like a... I think Ulo is not necessarily bad. It's just like bad once you are good at the game and like it's good for min-max builds. But if you're not new to the game, I feel like it can be pretty decent. Or like if you want your build to like do certain things and be like safer in a way. Pretty decent. Top 20 build review uploaded on YouTube. Yes, it
Good,
is.
you're back.
Yo, Ognivos, thank you so much for the resub. 33 months already. Welcome back to the Bloomers. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. This game looks so bad, I would never put 5,000 hours into it. Yo, Kirby, how you doing, man? I know, right? Like, imagine putting over 8,000 hours in this game, almost 9,000 hours. Who would do that, man, in their right mind? Who would do that? Imagine. Alright, got some new boots here. Cool, cool, cool. I think it's time to hide my yellow items soon. I just wish Reap Spirit would work without Diviner set. I mean, it does work, but I guess it's not particularly good, yeah. I mean, there are pet Reap Spirit builds, right? Where you just use Reap Spirit to summon the pets. I mean, some of those work too. Closing on your first 1,000 hours. So you're getting slowly past the rookie numbers. Ah. Why am I getting frozen? So these guys also dropped like a monster frequent, right? This mutant bludgeon, which does have like modifiers to Forcewave too. But since it's a one-hander, you wouldn't be able to spam Forcewave with those. I mean, you can play them, and I guess use like something like Cadence as a filler. Would I recommend doing that? I don't know. Probably not. But you can. Like, it's not that bad. Yeah, the season opens up like a lot more options. Isn't there also like a Chaos Reap Spirit build you can do, like even in vanilla? Not sure. During leveling phase, when I use spammable spells, I usually load Ectoplasm into every single possible slot, because I hate when my characters roast you for not having enough energy. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, if you're struggling with energy, it's a good point. Ectoplasm is great. You can like put Ectoplasm in your forehead, for example, right? That's pretty nice. Also, let's put this one ring too. I wouldn't say like Forcewave needs Ectoplasm really, but there are other spells that definitely need Ectoplasm, so that is a good tip to mention in general. You put Bone in head? That's true. Sanctified Boner in forehead. It's a classic. Oh, Runestone. Actually, yeah, Runestone. It's better in head. Sure, let's take this one. And yeah. Put the nuke, like, crystal there. Also, if you're wondering whether or not you can get more room, like more inventory room, yes you can. And most of that is quest-based. So let's do the first quest for that. It's probably a quest that you should be doing a little bit earlier anyway, and I've been kind of postponing it for maybe a little too long. I can sell all this garbage here.
Put it to good use.
Put this here. There we go. There is a buyback if you're wondering, and if you want to like search for gear, like say with like physical damage, right? The inventory does not have a search bar. What you can do is you can like sell all gear into this buyback window. As long as it's not full yet, it's not gonna override stuff. And you can use the search bar here in the vendor, and then, you know, like look at stuff in here and then buy back whatever you want, right?
See you around. Welcome to my reef. You don't remember it?
Gotta pay for more inventory room like in PoE or in Diablo 2.
I'll give you a good price for what I've got left.
Okay, thank you, blah blah blah blah blah blah blah. Alright. Okay, we have access to the inside of Devil's Crossing since a couple of quests already, to be fair. Top corner is interesting because top corner you will find the spirit guide, and the spirit guide is where you can respec your skills and also your devotions, right? So every single physical build after getting Jackal should probably be getting Assassin's Blade, Assassin's Mark, or you could also like do something like Bull maybe early on. Bull is not too bad either. Bull does give you movement speed too. Or you could also go for like something like Satyr's Guide, because you might want to go for Kraken actually before even going for Assassin's Blade. Yeah, Kraken is a lot of damage if you're playing a two-hander, and we are playing two-handed Forcewave, so I can see actually going for Kraken over Assassin's Blade first. Kraken needs 5 blues and 5 green, like 5 Eldritch, 5 Primordial, so we need to complete devotions that give us like Primordial and Eldritch affinity, right? So for example 5-point Satyr's Guide, and for example Spider or Fox or Scotter's Light, like 1 point here and Scotter's Light would do it. I like Spider because it has like casting speed in here. You can also do Fox because it has Cunning and Leech. Like attack damage converted to health is basically lifesteal, like Grim Dawn's lifesteal. This would only work for weapon damage based skills, so like skills that have percent weapon damage will use this. Forcewave does have that, so it would work. Is there a good starter devotion for energy regen? Let's check that out. So Scholar's Light has some of that, if I remember correctly, right? There's some regen here, there's some regen in Quill, but I think Scholar's Light is better for regen. And then also Lotus is decent. Like Lotus, Scholar's Light have some energy regen. Like if you want them like early, and if you... but I would only like take these if they match your damage type, and or if they are like on the way to what you wanna go to next anyway, right? If you don't need greens or yellows, I would not recommend getting Lotus. If you need a lot of energy, right, like later on as well, Harp would be, I think, the best for energy regen in general. But it's quite the investment, and I would never recommend you to like go for this one as your first tier 2 devotion. But it's something to consider maybe as your second or third later. Also Jackal has like a little bit of that, yeah. Like all these like red glowing nodes right now give you like a little bit of energy regen. But I think the best early on would be actually Scholar's Light or Lotus. Otherwise, I would recommend you more so to use components like Ectoplasm, or maybe like put some points into Spirit, right? If you are a Spirit scaling damage type anyway, like Elemental or like Chaos or so on, then putting points in Spirit is not bad either, because it does give you like damage and energy regeneration as well. So that's nice. Doesn't feel as bad as like on a Physical Soldier, for example. Yeah, I could always respec. I mean, yeah, could also always like change components. But yeah.
The captain send you well since I did.
I would say I would prioritize using components or Spirit for energy regen than devotions though, unless you really need a lot later on anyway. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the cellar now, because this is where we're gonna be able to complete a quest that gives us more inventory room. Crate removed, I think, one of the energy regen affixes. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think they removed all of them. Definitely not, but some of them. Because they were kind of like useless in the grand scheme of things. Also, early game caster gear, right? Like there are some like base items. Not this one, and also not this one, and also not my pants, not my gloves. But there are like caster helmets and caster chests that have like basically a small energy regen implicit. And also of course offhands have energy regen. So yeah, those can help like for Act 1 and 2 as well. Also, yeah, because I'm playing on the Fangs of Astakarn 1.3, you can see that these spiders drop rings now. You have monster frequent spider rings now. Well, with Fangs of Astakarn at least. Which is pretty cool. And I'm not sure if they're supposed to drop this much, but they drop quite a bit here. Oh, there's even two different ones. Weaver Ring and Weaver Band. Interesting.
That's the
Isn't
person I'm looking
physique
for.
more important than ever now? Holy moly. C2C, thank you so much for the gift subs, for the 10 gift subs. Holy moly. Holy, thank you so much, man. Duchiman06, Matol, Ed Hocken, Bluebers, OO, Azer, Tobega, Sadsack, Tachion, Beam, Barata, Toxica, and Mortal Kombat Quadruple 3. Congratulations on receiving a gift sub by C2C. And thank you so much, man. How you doing? Long time no see as well. How's it going? Good to have you back. Yeah, I wonder that too. Like, I wonder what's up with the drop rate. Like, maybe I just got lucky, because it's really quite high. Or maybe they, like, maybe Zentai buffed the drop rate of those in specific, like, of those specifically. I don't know. Seems kind of crazy to me as well. Like, how is there 3 monster frequent rings in my inventory right now? Also, the Gothia68, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome to the Bloomers. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for the prime. Alright, same thing here with the Skyrat. He has a Sundering Wave, which I guess you could start learning to dodge, but if you get hit at this point, it doesn't really matter. Okay. This guy also drops a monster frequent ring, so we have like rings galore now already this early. It's kinda crazy, not gonna lie. So these rings have pierce resistance and bleed resistance, because Mystic Prefix gives you % spirit, of protection is like flat, like non-% defensive ability, and here Vigorous is % HP, Corrosion is acid and poison damage, so this one gives you by default % bleeding damage, defensive ability and pierce resistance. Okay. And this one, Corrosive of Mending. Of Mending is health regen. Corrosive is flat acid damage. So it has by default % acid damage, offensive ability, and aether resistance. But this is an old ring, right? You guys already know this one. Those rings are Fangs of Astakarn. They are not in 1.3. Like, not in the playtest 1.3. So these are free spoilers for you guys that I'm allowed to show you. Okay, I mean, we can like use this ring, right? Why not? Why not? Let's go back to Devil's Crossing. Tell them that we killed the Slith down here. Yeah, write it down. Write those rings down. Okay, we are friendly with Devil's Crossing, and also completing this quest gave me this whole bag here, some more space for me. Hooray! Next skills that we want to work on are, of course, like Rending Force, which like buffs my Forcewave. That's like a direct modifier to Forcewave. But also we want to like get to Field Command, Squad Tactics, one more casting speed, and of course ultimately Alderon's Rage for offensive ability and movement speed. And along the way we can start picking some of these passives like Military Conditioning, Veterancy, Decorated Soldier, and Scars of Battle. I will put more points into those like at a later point. Right now they're not all too useful. Squad tactics, exactly.
Good, you're back. One of my scum.
Good, you're back.
Good work. There have been Warden.
Good, you're back. Where are the skill modifiers on rings? Dude, rings never have skill modifiers. What are you talking about? Over here, you want to grab this book for another secret quest. Well, not that secret, but it is a quest that you might be missing otherwise. It is still complete ass cheeks to modify. Yeah, that hasn't changed. It's still the same. Oh well. Also, a small route of mine, right? See totem, click totem. If you see a totem on the map, click it. It has good loot. And if you're playing a somewhat decent build, it shouldn't be all too hard to clear the totems. What do we got here? A gut wrench eviscerator requiring level 17. That might be a good drop. Yeah, and you know what works the same way? The stash UI. The stash UI also works the same way. But it is what it is. Over here at the abandoned waterfront, we want to make sure to check out all the chests here. Because we're looking for 3 fabric. I don't have the quest yet, but you will get the quest eventually. And you can like do it in advance basically. You can like go here already now and just get all the fabric that you want. It drops from the like slightly more like wooden boxes, like not the metal ones, but like these wooden boxes. They have different spawn locations though, so they might not spawn the same location for you as they did for me right now. Do I know if those top 21 builds are really the top ones, or if there's any space for more creativity? They are not a definitive like list. They are more like an opinion. That's why there is the onion in the top, right? Because the creators of that forum post thought it's like funny to abbreviate an opinion to an onion. So that's the lore behind the onion in the top. Like in the word top there. It's a bunch of guys that know the game well and are good at the game. But there's also many other people that are good at the game that are not participating in that list, and the game has so many builds that it's easy to miss a great build. And if you set your like standards a little, like your, how do you say that? Like if you change your parameters a little bit, then like a completely different top 20 would be the actual top 20, right? There's so many builds. Yo, Village, welcome. New stream with a new game, yeah. Brand new game, never seen before, exactly. Yo, CDC, cool to see you that you're still making Rune content. Can't wait to get back to it myself with the upcoming expansion and hang out here like the good old times. Cheers. Yeah, with Fangs of Asakarn, I'll be back big time, and then also there's gonna be a new season at some point at another tomorrow after the season as well. I mean after the expansion drops. So yeah, there is a bunch of content coming up. There are bright times ahead for Grim Dawn. Hopefully. But this is kind of definitive for softcore. To be fair, they, like, as I was doing the videos, right, the people doing the list were discussing like some other builds on their Discord and still like testing other builds on their Discord that they just didn't have the time to test before. So it's definitive when it comes to like the content, I guess, because it's primarily about Shattered Realm. Like 30 to 31 when it comes to, you know, caring about maximum loot efficiency or something like that. But for example, say you don't care about like what's the best character to farm the most items per minute, but instead you care about like what are the best characters to like push high into Shattered Realm. Say you don't care about the loot, but you care about how far you can get, then the list is like completely useless, right? Because there's other builds that are going to be better for that. It kind of like depends what you want to do, right? But yes, if you care mostly about only getting like as much items per second or per minute as you want, then that build, like that list is pretty close to definitive, I guess. Apart from the builds that they couldn't test and that might still be better. Yeah. Alright, right here we have another weapon upgrade. Let's get this one. Let's put like another physical increasing component into that. Seems good to me. Seems good to me. You don't want to underestimate armor values, so I guess at this point it doesn't matter too much, but at some point you do want to upgrade your gear, even if it might have like worse affixes. You might just want to upgrade your gear for like the better like armor values. Also, when it comes to selling items, it is worth to sell green items for money, like for iron bits. But yellow items not so much, they're really just not worth to keep ever around, just throw them away. Alright, that was 17. So I did get this gut range eviscerator, which looks pretty cool, right? And it was an upgrade compared to my old weapon. But this yellow puncturing of ruined weapon, because it has like double damage affixes that fit the build decently well, is actually just way better than a blue. Of Bloody Conflict is a new suffix. Yeah. Wait, which item did have that? This one, right? Yeah. Of Bloody Conflict gives you physical damage, bleeding damage, and +4 to leap. And I think also crit damage and offensive ability. Like chilled gives you physical to cold conversion and flat cold damage. So everything else on this item is from Of Bloody Conflict suffix. Yes. There are lots of new affixes supporting like all different like kinds of berserker combinations. This being one of them. Does Grim Dawn launch of first DLC still exist? Hey, what? You mean like a build of the first Ashes of My Mouth patch? I don't know. Maybe somewhere in the depths of the internet. Who knows? Alright, when it comes to resistances, resistances are important to max out in Grim Dawn at some point. Usually in Act 1, it's not gonna be like that important yet. But you kinda wanna juice your resistances once you're done with Act 1 and once you have access to the smith and you can craft components from the smith and so on. But we're gonna talk about that, I think, in a second here after we kill this final Act 1 boss. I mean, yeah, but you gotta get like to 4k away in the first place, right? Like, it's not that easy. Crit damage is pretty strong though for endgame, I do agree. But right now it's like super far away from what I wanna do, what I can do rather. So we're grabbing the Satyr's Guide next. We're going for the 10% movement speed node over here because, yeah, I mean, moving fast is nice in every RPG. Also, some more points, like say one here, maybe another one here. I think they slightly buffed the drop rate of 80 crystals from these clusters, didn't they? There's like a small chance now for them to drop 2 crystals instead of just 1. I don't feel like it was a necessary change, but I mean, I guess we will have to spend less time farming Aether crystals now. Is it possible to try out this beta build? You can try the new UI, but you can't try like the new class. It scales with crystal size, so the bigger the crystal, the higher the chance for getting more than one. Interesting. That's nice. I guess it does make some other places like a slightly better compared to... Like, it maybe doesn't make them better than Warden's lab runs, but it makes them better in comparison to before, right? Like places like Deadman's Gulch and so on, they have like a higher density of bigger Aether crystals. I think Warden's lab has pretty much none of them. 1020 was AOM. Probably. Maybe. Oh shit, we got a Op Supremacy suffix. If I recall correctly, Op Supremacy suffix is like +2 to Forcewave 2, isn't it? Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I have a blue belt which has slightly higher armor, but +2 to Forcewave is a great damage increase. Not gonna lie. Oh yeah, on top of like components that you can craft from the smith, you can of course also like try to craft some like armor or weapons and so on. And depending on like which smith you use for crafting, you would also get like some tiny additional bonuses that can vary depending on like which smith you're using. But that's kind of like more advanced crafting. I wouldn't say it's like gonna matter that much at this point. Just a thing you might wanna keep in mind for later. Superior of celerity would have been nice. Alacrity is attack speed, but we do need that casting speed, which celerity would provide. Okay, this is the final boss of Act 1. Maybe he needs a buff, I don't know. Maybe the build is too OP at this point already. It's gonna show us his true power. And his true power seems still a little disappointing, maybe, I don't know. Oh, these are nice.
Literally the best GD stream I have visited yet. Informative, to the point, and relevant without any rambling like every other stream so far. While English is obviously not your first language, you are far more articulate and coherent than your peers, by a wide margin. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. What can I say? Hey, chatter. Inquisitor Creed is a paid chatter. Yeah, confirmed, confirmed.
I'll give you a good price for what I've got left.
So do you still have 5 shared stash tabs and 2 new ones for components and stuff? Okay, let me show you. Let me show you in a bit here. Because I am playing on the Fang's internal So I think I should have as many
Kartoffel.
stash tabs. What? So I should, I think, have as many stash tabs as you will be able to have in Astakaran as well. We'll see about that in a second. He was struggling with German, wasn't he? At least with that single word. Dude, imagine if you got a Shambler's Heart of Supremacy. It would just be like +5 to Forcewave right there. This amulet would be like really good as well, like great, amazing amulet. If this didn't exist, right? But yeah, what can you do? That's like the slight issue I have with monster frequent sometimes. Or like with powerful skill modifiers. They are very interesting, but also a bit too polarizing sometimes. I'm not sure what to do about that. I mean, it's better this way than the other way, like them not existing.
See you around.
Move along. Is it finished? The Warden's defeat is a great victory.
So you must be high.
Okay, so we are done with Act 1. And after being done with Act 1...
What do you want?
We could kill this guy or not, right? Just reroll the affix, duh. Yeah, true. You might be able to do that next.
Das war mit Abstand der beste GD-Stream, den ich bisher besucht habe. Informativ, prägnant und relevant. Ganz ohne das übliche Geschwafel wie in allen anderen Streams. Obwohl Englisch offensichtlich nicht ihre Muttersprache ist, drücken sie sich deutlich eloquenter und kohärenter aus als ihre Kommilitonen.
Why is he so polite in German?
Besser. Vielen Dank.
He's like super formal. But hey, it works.
What do you want?
It does work pretty well, not gonna lie. Your schemes are finished in your life for fate. I mean, okay, like if you kill him, you get a free Blood of Chthon, spoiler. If you don't kill him, you get a key for a dungeon for like a side area. Another spoiler.
Trento 39, illa longe, optima fuit classis, GD, quam hactenus frequentavi, informativa, concisa e pertinens, omnino sine consueta divagazione,
Latin.
quae in omnibus alis classibus invenitur, quam anglica, lingua manifeste, non est tua lingua materna, te multo eloquentius et cohaerentius eloqueris, quam
Yeah, also if you don't kill him now, but if you kill him
multo
later,
superior.
you can get
Gratias
extra
tibi
crony
ato.
reputation. I've reported in Creed speaking German,
Just
it's
got
super
my
scary.
first gaming PC a couple weeks ago and grabbed Grim Dawn for less than $2
Oh, look at this.
2 days ago.
Look at this.
Couldn't stop playing since
much
then.
space.
It's like Diablo 2 with modernized systems. I dropped a Windcaller's 2H axe yesterday just before Homestead and decided to buy the Great Wolf Skin pack
Why does she...
just to support these superb
What's she doing?
devs. And your guide
Shit.
has been so helpful. I'm cruising through the campaign right now. Can't wait for the endgame.
What is she doing? Okay, so if you press this button, right, no matter where you are, you can be outside of your
Are you
stash,
not
outside of town.
entertained?
Then it's gonna be ported into your stash, and now it's like there's a dedicated...
Dosłownie najlepszy kanał GD, jaki do tej pory odwiedziłem.
Okay, I need to put a query on this, so this
rzeczowy
shit.
i na temat bez zbędnego bełkotu, jak na każdym innym kanale. Chociaż angielski ewidentnie nie jest twoim pierwszym językiem, mówisz o wiele bardziej elokwentnie i spójnie niż twoi koledzy. Z dużą przewagą. Dziękuję.
That it was the same, like, best Grindon stream ever, just in Polish. Okay.
Keep an eye on this.
No way. Dermeister 987. A new season today.
Oh, I really hate them
Dermeister
users and their
9.
offspring will be brainless in years. Yeah.
87. And we play Forcewave.
We're losing brain cells together right here, right now, I guess.
Bu, şimdiye kadar katıldığım en iyi grup tartışması oturumuydu. Bilgilendirici, özlü ve ilgiliydi. Diğer tüm oturumlarda bulunan olağan gereksiz konuşmalardan tamamen uzaktı. İngilizce ana diliniz olmamasına rağmen kendinizi
Teşekkürler.
diğer öğrencilerden çok daha etkili ve tutarlı bir şekilde ifade ediyorsunuz. Çok daha üstün. Teşekkür ederim.
Jesus Christ.
I cannot.
Okay. Give me one breather here real quick. There is
Novum tempus cras uge, pipo happy.
a relic that I can recommend all of you to craft, right?
今まで
Equilibrium.
見た GD の配信の中で文字通り最高
どうもあ
の配信
りがとう
でした情報量もリフで要点を抑えていて他の配信のようにソゲドとした話は一切なく
This one right here,
得を
Equilibrium,
して
right?
いま
It's
す
great.
英語が
It's good.
母国語ではないのは明らかですが
Movement
他の
speed,
他の
elemental
配
rest.
信者と比べてはるかに明瞭で一貫性があります
Also,
ね
let's go for
圧倒的
components.
にありがとうございます
どういたしまして。Anti-venom salve, right? Put it in here. Why do you want to put anti-venom salve in your belt? You can put it anywhere, right? But you want to put it in your belt because it has flat armor, and armor in your belt is 6 times as effective as in every other single like armor piece. So yeah, put flat armor components in your belt first, and then somewhere else maybe. Also, what is nice to do is to get your armor rating higher than 70%, because armor absorption means that you are only absorbing damage, or like the damage value that you're absorbing is only 70% of your actual value by default, and you can use components like, for example, scaled hide to scale that higher, right? So like, for example, 84%, or like all the way up to 100%. 日本語わかりますか？少しだけ。Okay, and then there's like another very good component called Wardstone that we can use on, for example, metal, like right here, or like your, yeah, amulet as well. Right, you can put it here, and that's great as well. Also, movement speed is nice because movement speed is life, right? So yeah. The max default movement speed is 135%, and just like that, we already have like 134% movement speed. Yeah, with like Sailor's Guide and like a couple components, we're pretty much already at the max. So yeah, it's nice to check out the Smith at this point in the game already. You can like write any other like resistance in here that you might want to be using, right? Like maybe like vitality resistance, but honestly for vitality resistance there isn't really anything that you can craft. You rather want to wait for soul shards, which we're gonna get at some point later in Act 2. What else is there? Rune Stone would be good, but you have to find the blueprint for that first from like a faction. Same for Sanctified Bone. We can't craft those yet. So what we could do is like just craft another anti-venom salve, I guess, and like put it in boots, for example, or like another scaled hide and put those in hands, for example, and there we go. We are somewhat decked out. Maybe like another thing for the this here. I mean, we could like put another ward stone. We don't really need more movement speed, but hey, it's nice. Is the cap for movement speed not higher in Fangs of Askarn? The default cap is not, no, but you will be able to increase movement speed in many other ways, like items. Also, there are some components, or like devotions rather, that give you max movement speed over here. Like Hydra has 10% of that.
You'd probably better disable TTS for a minute. If you want a break, ignore this message.
And some down here. And some over here. But yeah, most of it's gonna be on items.
So, you have come, as the Oracle of Dreeg had foreseen. You, the three...
One thing I would still recommend every single one of you, if you have the Forgotten Gods expansion, right? Make sure that after Act 1 you pay a visit to this area. Because if you do like the very first quest, you can choose a faction, and the faction that you choose, you will be able to buy basically like a new movement ability. Depending on the faction that you choose, right? So, let's go up here.
I could hear the battle from here. Ah, yes.
Ah, yes. And now, you can, for example, like check out all the vendors. They give you like augments that you can put on your metal. And those will have skills. You can like read through the skills,
Iron well spent.
decide what you want to have, right?
You show promise.
Okay. And then choose the faction that you wanna side
Come see
with.
what's left of my wares.
Rift Tear, Charge. Some of these like will require a melee
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. Iron
ability, a
well
melee
spent.
weapon.
You've been quite a sight since entering our camp. My
Let's go with
dear.
Basila.
Who
Let's go with
needs to remember
Bismil.
what the skill
She has at least two very striking
Come see what's
arguments,
left of my
being her
wares.
2 runes that she can sell. Right. We already have a
See you
blitz. We
around.
already have like a targeted ability.
I'll give you a good price on what
Let's
I've got
go
left.
with Leap though in this case. There we go.
Good choice taken.
Well, look what.
Okay, there's also this guy who's... Yeah, he's like kind of a mystery, but... Yeah, sure. He gives you like an item for free.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Can be good, but mostly trash. Okay, I bought more than one augment here, because whenever I am gonna switch a metal, I would like to reapply that movement skill right away and not have to like go back here. So it's kind of nice to have a couple of those in my inventory, right? Yeah. Okay. Do I want to do the rest of this act though? As a Forcewave build, I would say you don't have to. We're just here to get the movement augment real quick, and then the rest of the act we can postpone to some other time. Has 1.3 patch released? No. This is still the public playtest 1.3 that you can also play at home if you want to sign up for that. But it's not officially out yet, no.
Hallo Brudi, Döner auf mein Nacken. Welche Klasse werden wir spielen zu dem superschlauen, starken Soldaten Kraftwellen-Bild? Den Eidwahrer oder den Schamanen? Wir wollen nicht Kraft der vergessenen Götter spielen. Lass und direkt zu Akte 2 gehen und den Herrn Cronley zeigen, wie stark wir sind.
Yeah, let's go show Crony who's boss, exactly. I'm actually not gonna pick a second class here. So, Inquisitor Creed was asking in German which class I'm gonna pick second, right? But I'm not gonna pick any Oathkeeper or Shaman or anything really on this class, actually. Or like on this build right now, actually. But instead, I'll be running solo Mastery throughout the entirety of normal. Just because I wanna only showcase Forcewave Soldier as a leveling build. And I would like whoever is watching this at some point in the future to choose the second class depending on what they feel like choosing, or like depending on what endgame build they want to go for eventually. This is only going to be a leveling guide, nothing more. And also not like a full leveling guide all the way to 100, just like a to get you started kind of leveling guide, I guess. Like to get you through normal difficulty. To like explore and you know, experience all the content. I will do a small section where I venture into Ultimate, just to prove that you will have an easy time transitioning from normal to Ultimate using a build like this. But I'm not gonna like play through all of Ultimate on this, and yeah, I would heavily recommend you to usually pick a second class at the latest around like level 30 to 40. Or at the very, very latest, like once you go to like higher difficulties than normal. Because yeah, like solo classes, sure you can do it as like a challenge, but ultimately it's gonna suck compared to duo classes. Is Fangs coming this year? Should be coming this year. I mean, I'm currently expecting Fangs to maybe come out in May, right? Like maybe in May or maybe June, something like that. I do not have a date though, and I do not know when the date is gonna be. And it's not like I can't tell you the date, I literally don't know, I have no idea. But if I would be guesstimating right now, I would say maybe in May or Yeah, maybe June. But since maybe is soon, like May is soon, yeah. It's a maybe for May, right? It may be in May. But also very likely to be later than May. Okay, Mr. Llama. How's this game? Does the expansion pack give speed boost and required quality of life? I mean, if you want the full gaming experience, I would buy all DLCs, yes. There is no speed boost on your first character, but there are speed boosts that you can use on your second and so on character that are locked behind the DLCs, yes. That is actually true. Shadow drop, thanks of Astakarn tomorrow, yeah. Yeah, definitely happening, totally. Okay, let's like 1 point these passes, why not? Also, let's create a quick level 20 Grim Tools link. For this build, maybe? Actually, no, I'll do that off stream later. And then like post it down below in the description of this video or something like that. Because right now I'm playing on internal test and I can't do Grim Tools link for this. At least not shareable ones, let's say it like that. Oh, new casting speed gloves, let's go. Sorry. Vitality and bleeding resistance. I mean, yeah, sure, we can use that one. Also gives you Leech. Unholy Inscription, one of the better components to use in your gloves. April or June should be good for release, so they don't collide with PoE leagues. Yeah, I don't know when PoE is gonna be in. April? Last Epoch League is also happening in late March, I think. Late March. Last Epoch Season 4, hooray! PoE 1 is 6th of March. PoE 2 is end of April. And then Fangs of Astakarn maybe in May. Hooray. Or in June. That would be good timing, I think. More like November, it's great after all. And we'll see. Last time they said late summer, it was November. That's true. I will see, right? We'll see. We shall see. Until then, time to smack some bandits. And the Arcobian foothills. Time to kill some boars. Some non-snowy boars. Last book would have paid classes, yeah, like at some point next year, I think in 2027 or 2028 maybe, I don't know when. Like, them announcing... Okay, like, I don't get it, like, you can announce something cool, like, way ahead of time, I guess, like Rune expansion got, like, announced too early maybe as well. but like announcing a paid class like 2 years in advance, like why the fuck would you do that? I don't get it. And then they would have like 5 billion questions about that, and all they can say is we don't know, because they literally don't know. What the fuck kind of marketing is that, dude? You can start saving money for the class like every like 2 years in advance. I don't know, man. I am not sure why this game didn't have the same success like Diablo 2. Well, first of all, this game has arguably worse multiplayer than Diablo 2, and that does have a big impact. Number 2, Diablo 2 was made by Blizzard. I mean, sure, back in the day, Blizzard wasn't quite as big and greedy as it is now, but it was still a already decently, like, known studio, I would say. Create Entertainment is still a rather tiny indie company, I would say. Grim Dawn came out way later compared to Diablo 2, and when Diablo 2 came out, right, there was only Diablo 2 more or less and nothing else. I mean, there were a couple other ARPGs actually that never, like, nobody talks about ever, right? But there were a couple others. Physical damage medal. That's pretty nice, isn't it? Okay, so now we are in the situation where, first of all, we found upgrades, but we don't have more of these components, so we want to like use these components on these upgraded, like on these upgrades. And also I have a new medal. So here's where like 2 new mechanics come into play, I guess. So I put this medal here again. That's why I like pre-bought a couple more medals, like metal augments. And I go back to Devil's Crossing to talk to the inventor here, Dardet, to keep my add-on and destroy the item in the process to recover, whoops, my components. There we go, right. Oops. And just like that, we don't have to worry about crafting new components or finding new components. Zekra, is this first playthrough? Yeah, I've never played this game ever before, right? First time. Also, like, if you take all the things I just said about Diablo 2 into account, I would say Grim Dawn has had pretty good success. I wouldn't say it's like that far behind Diablo 2. Considering where it is, and considering when it released, and considering what competition it has, etc, etc. Saludos desde Uruguay. Yo, welcome in, welcome in. Saludos desde Alemania a Uruguay. Bienvenido. Wait, in your opinion they're just dumb? That's your opinion? Wait, on what? On why people still praise Diablo 2 so much, or what? Alemania. All men are here. Oh shit, it's myself. I'm gonna kill myself. No. Man. Either I get killed by myself or I have to kill myself, right? In game, of course. Yeah, you know, what does hardcore do, right? If you die in the game, you die in real life. True and real. That's what hardcore option does. You played Titan Quest instead of Diablo 2, thank god. Well, I played neither Titan Quest nor Diablo 2. I played none of those. I played StarCraft Brood War instead. And Dawn of War 1. And Stronghold Crusader. Games like that. And Warcraft 3, I guess, as well, yeah. And then at some point I played Dota, and then at some point I played League of Legends. And then at some point later I actually played Diablo 3, and Diablo 3 was my first RPG ever. But it doesn't teach you anything, and I stopped playing it after a couple of months, or weeks even, because it was getting boring at some point. And then at some point I googled games like games like Diablo 3, because I got like bored of League of Legends and Hearthstone, I guess. And then I found Grim Dawn, and I was like, holy shit, this game is actually good. This game is actually good and has much more depth than Diablo 3 ever had. And then I stuck here, I guess. Best part about Diablo 2 are rune words. Okay, what are rune words? Rune words are like components you put into your gear in a fancy, like in a special order, and then they become something else. Like a fancier component. Or what else are rune words? Like to make rune words you need like a large amount of sockets, and I think you can only get like that amount of sockets on a white item, like a base item, right? So you can only craft like the big rune words on white items. And then the rune word is basically the item, right? It creates a new item. I mean, okay. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, isn't it the same as like Grim Dawn crafting? Just like a bit different UI, basically. Like, you could make that kind of... Look, you could create rune words in Grim Dawn, right? You just would need to have like a special white item with like sockets, I guess. You would have the runes, and then you click on craft, and then that's like the new item, right? But they have like interesting stats. I mean, yeah, like I get it, like the way you find like the item with sockets, and you can also like put other stuff into the sockets. Like it is different, of course, and it's more interesting the way I just described it, how you would replicate it in Grim Dawn. But what are the interesting stats that Diablo 2 has that Grim Dawn doesn't? I'm curious. Expansion out? Not out yet, no. Expansion may be out in May, maybe later. I don't know. I don't know yet. Yeah, Reign of Terror has the runes and rune words, I think. Title of Titan Quest 2. I mean, Titan Quest 2 needs more cooking. They released a new Act 3, sure, it's kinda cool. But there's like no new classes. There's a couple new items, I guess, but items in Titan Quest 2 are kinda boring to me right now. I think they need to rework how some of the items work for them to be more interesting. There's no new skills, there is... what else is there? I mean, there's lots of bugs still, which don't really help with the enjoyment of playing the game. I know it's early access, like, I think it's fine for bugs to exist, but I'll just wait a little longer. Like, I think Titan Quest 2 can be a very fun game. But it just needs a bit more cooking. Right now. And I mean, I did like play 3 characters through the new chapter. It's not like I didn't play the game. And I could like make more characters. But they also didn't like change or buff skills in an interesting way, in my opinion. So even if I would be making a new character, I wouldn't really know what to test or like what to try out. Because there's some stuff that I tested, or like lots of stuff that I tested, some of which I found fun to play, and the characters also like survived and like got to endgame, or like, well, to the end of the game, let's say it like that, to the end of the currently playable content. And other skills I tried and they just either sucked or weren't fun for me to play, and they didn't change them, so yeah, there's nothing new for me to play really at this point. New year, same Forcewave? Hell yeah. They'll have no brain. I mean, what? New year, old brain. Forcewave brained. Damage taken as mana, as an example. Unique stat, okay. Grant special skills. I mean, you could make like new skills in Grim Dawn too. But like you can't make new templates just like that. You would have to work with the existing templates. They are adding new templates with the expansion. There are some new skills that you can do there. But yeah, it's still like a hit or miss, like whether or not what you want to do is there or not, right? Depends. Falcon's Claw. Now this is an awesome weapon. Insane weapon if you're playing Primal Strike Shaman, for example. But I'm not doing that, so... Yo, Tarnish, welcome, welcome.
Let's play Fuck, Marry, Kill, Warden, Krieg, Darius Thetis, Darius Cronley, and Father Kaimon.
Warden, Krieg, Darius Cronley, or Father Kaimon, Fuck, Marry, Kill. Pooh. All of them sound like a very abusive, like, marriage. Don't they?
Put it to good use.
And fuck? I mean...
Well, you were Derek. We have to hit them hard. Damn, now they're...
Fuck Kaimon, I guess. That's kinda the most obvious choice, maybe. Okay, do I want to go for casting speed or Leech? I kind of feel like I want to go for Leech rather than casting speed on this, maybe. Let's go with Fox. My birds already got fucked by Kaimon. Oh hey, we got a superior bone crusher from the troll. That's not too bad. This is an upgrade. And even more so once we put the component on. Hell yeah, let's go. And kill. Okay, do we marry Cronley or do we marry Warden Krieg? Warden Krieg is the OG. It's not like I can still fix him. Oh yeah, Skinner's Family Seed is actually a good item. Let's go. You would marry Cronley? I mean, he does drop a ring, right? Fair, fair. Let's put some Vitality Resistance here. Corpse Dust, not the worst component. It's not quite as good as Soul Shard, but we don't find any of those yet. Kill Cronley so you can farm him for his ring. This is some weird logic going on, but I guess.
Come, friend, right to business. Nobody.
Warden's a cuck. Who is the Bleed King in Fangs, Shaman and new class, or new class in Nightblade?
Keep your weapon.
That is the question that remains to be answered, not gonna lie. That is the question. It also will depend on items, right? All I can say is I tried a Soldier Berserker and I tried a Shaman Berserker, and with the items that I was using on those two builds, which I'm not gonna name, the Shaman Berserker was better. I think that's enough spoilers. But I mean, Nightblade Berserker is gonna be huge as well, like really fucking good, right? So I didn't actually try Nightblade Berserker yet. Like, at least not Bleed. What kind of soldier are we cooking? We're not cooking at all. This is like, we're getting the most basic ass hamburger from McDonald's. This is what this build is. Getting the simple, plain, cheapest, easiest to digest hamburger from McDonald's. Cheap as fuck. Okay, easy to digest. I don't know about McDonald's, to be fair. Like, it's not maybe that easy to digest sometimes. But yeah. Yo, Kevinci, welcome, welcome. Can Wolf blitz? The Wolf can blitz, yes. The Wolf and the Raven, they can use all abilities except for default attack replacers. So you cannot play a Cadence Wolf, but you can play a Blitz Wolf, yeah. You can do Blitz Wolf. You can do Shadow Strike Raven. It works. I don't know if it's good, but it works. Streamer really that watched, he's only playing Forcewave now. Listen, I'm playing Forcewave on this character. Obviously we're gonna play some other stuff after this character. But we're gonna get into the gameplay zone again. Featuring no brain, right? So Forcewave is the perfect starter for that. ABB Wolf, yes, ABB is not a default attack replacer, so ABB Wolf works. You can play ABB Wolf, Nightblade, Berserker. Why Forcewave isn't Blitz faster? Well, that's why we're starting with Forcewave, right? Because it doesn't require any brain power. And after Forcewave Soldier, we can continue on with a Blitz Soldier, and then we can continue with a Blade Arc Soldier. And we can have 50 Shades of Soldier. And then maybe after that we're ready for some more brain power builds. We'll see, we'll see. Is Necromancer the new Soldier? I mean, Soldier the new Necromancer? Soldier builds require as much brain as, like, Necromancer's summoned skeletons have. I mean, Soldier is basic. And does what it's supposed to do. It's not particularly insane for Endgame right now, if that's what you mean. But I think a class that doesn't require brain to play maybe shouldn't be the strongest class in the game in the first place. It's very tanky though, like if you want a strong and solid class, it's perfect, it's so good. The UI looking crisp? Hell yeah. Skill UI looks pretty good. Yeah. The rest also looks nice. And I was showing this earlier, right? If you want to play orbs, you can play orbs. You can be an orb gamer. Globe girls. The ones from the SR portal, you like put them left and right as an overlay. Globe sliths. Yeah, I mean, people were asking for fuckable sliths, right? So I guess. Yeah. Gotta provide some content for the That's why Season 8 is taking so long? Yeah. We're doing new animations for Season 8. Surely. Yeah. Gotta add some content for people of culture. For all the daring researchers.
Good, you're
Yo,
back.
Boridor. Thank you so much for the 2 months. Welcome
Can
back,
we
welcome
have
back.
Bistlias Orbs as an overlay?
Can we have Basilla's orbs as an overlay? Jesus. You guys are thirsty. I mean, we already have a Basilla overlay that can speak even. Yeah, the statue guards is like what I was thinking of first as well. Dude, the struggle to like attack the skeleton behind the pillar, holy moly, dude. I was like attacking the pillar like 5 times in a row there. What the hell? Washed up gamer. Indeed. Truly washed up. Lawless Vagra like drops on new monsters frequent, right? Right? Oh wait, that was in the leagues, not in the Hexavastakarn. Never mind. Go play Community League Season 8 once it's out, right? If you want more items, more endgame, better items, better endgame, better crafting, more endgame bosses, scaling dungeons. Yes. To be fair, I'm not afraid of like Ascended mode making our League content obsolete in any way or form. Ascended mode is gonna complement our League content nicely, but it's not gonna like make it obsolete. In any way, I feel like.
We speak
They
of
are
lust.
cooking too much with like adding more story, more lore, more items, more like monster design and so on, which is cool because like all of that stuff can be repurposed by modders. So that's great, but I'm not afraid of there being any endgame conflicts, to be fair. The only thing I guess they are somewhat stealing from the League, in quotation marks, are the ambushes, right? Ascended mode is gonna have Chthonian ambushes that can trigger whenever you like open up a chest. Right? We already know that from like one of their misadventures. So I don't think it's like a spoiler if I say that, really. But, I mean, we can have double ambushes, right? Ghosts and Chthonian ambushes. That's gonna be spicy. And, I mean, maybe we can add some more, like, skill trees for those mechanics as well. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Because, I mean, there's this altar, right? The altar of ascension, where you can, like, modify your ascendant difficulty, or, like, actually, you can also, like, modify, like, even normal difficulty, or, like, ultimate difficulty, or elite as well if you want to. You can modify your game experience, your campaign experience, let's say it like that. And, yeah, I mean, we could make certain items from the league do more interesting stuff with the Altar of Ascension maybe as well. Who knows, right? Who knows? Kill the clerics so they don't heal, yes. The yellow glow, if you see the yellow glow on skeletons, kill these guys first, so they don't heal up like any elites or bosses or knights or other monstrosities and gargantuans. Tell Zentai to enable Gore Stack in base game. Wait. Oh shit, did he heal Kyrian? Yikes, yeah, I guess this tip was not only good for beginners but also for myself. Tips for beginners and washed up gamers. Kills healers first. Monka. Also don't die. Just don't die, just don't get hit. Rule number 1. Hopefully after the Altar of Ascension... I mean, not after. Hopefully the Altar of Ascension will allow basic purples to be converted to mythical versions. Nothing is more annoying than finding a best item, but it's not the mythical version. It will not allow that. That's all I can say. Oops.
See anything you like?
And maybe it will allow other stuff, but it will not allow that. And also, yes, I agree, it will be too powerful. If like the drop rates for unique items in Grim Dawn were like 5 times less as they are, then I would say it would be fine. But drop rates for uniques are, I would dare to say, rather high in Grim Dawn. So it's probably fine as is. Mythical soil trousers, yeah, those will probably exist. Like, no way they're not gonna exist, right? No way. Okay, this one is an upgrade, isn't it? Yup. What do we have here? Ring of Vile Intent. It has casting speed. But no resistances. Hermit leg guards, sure. Let's use that. Dread Lords of Readiness, oh boy. These are like some really good affixes, because like Dread Lords gives you Leech. But, okay, let's do it. Actually, no, I don't want to put my components in my stash yet. I wanna put this here for more vitality resistance. Remove that, put it here. Oops. Remove that, put it... Actually... Hang on. Do I want to bother with the metal swap? Nah, we're getting Leech from Fox, that's fine, we don't need this metal. Okay, but what I did want to craft, though, is... something else here. Yeah, you get something that has attack damage converted to health, like the Dreadlord's metal had, or over here, Fox has 6% leech as well. So now I will be able to leech off enemies. What else do I want? Like physical damage, right? It's physical damage component. And I wanted something better than the one I had before. So out of 4 chipped claws, we can make 1 severed claw. Which should be even more damage. Okay, cool. Alright, nice, nice. And one more thing we can do, since like the
I sense turmoil within you.
Kraken only needs 5 greens, right?
I sense
We
turmoil
could...
within you. Safe
hang on.
journey.
Eel needs 1 less devotion point.
I sense turmoil
Grants
within you.
a little bit less movement speed, yes, but
Safe
we already have
journey.
capped movement speed. So let's go with
I
Eel
sense
for now.
turmoil within you.
Then we can also take out these, right? Like once you have a tier 1 devotion like this completed, it grants you 5 green, requires 1. You can retake the points here, right? Because these will be self-sustaining now.
Farewell.
And now we can put some more points into Kraken. Oh yeah, Kraken also is gonna give us more movement speed, isn't it? We should probably start with the damage node, and then get the casting speed nodes, and then the resistance and crit damage node last. Okay, cool. Cool. What's next? Slay Lutra. Also, bring slit necklaces to this guy, Torvin, in the White Mire. Yeah, Revenant has some leech as well. Like here, yeah. Also, Unholy Inscription, what I'm using right now, also has leech, yeah. Yeah, I already had leech, actually. But now we have 11%, which is pretty decent. What is the goal in this character, by the way? The goal in this character is to just play through all of normal with Forcewave, to have a more like up-to-date video that proves that Forcewave is good for leveling, or like a base for like gameplay background for like a new like updated how to level a soldier guide that I want to update for Friends of Astakarn. I will play like a little bit of Ultimate maybe after normal, just to prove that the character is one of the characters that you can like take easily from normal right away into Ultimate, right? So that I'm like not scamming people, right? I'm gonna play solo like solo soldier though. Maybe add Berserker at some point later, or just keep it as solo soldier. Because, yeah, we wanna have this as a baseline. So people can play a Forcewave soldier with us if they want to. And then add like whatever second class they want. And they don't feel like they need to pick the one that I picked. It's not gonna be like a full like 0 to hero, I think, run. I mean, I could do that, but no, I don't know if I want to do that. It's gonna be a little bit more time intensive. I'll think about it. I mean, I could like continue, right? But we'll see. Main hammer, Bone Harvest, welcome on. BH, whatever that stands for. It's Bone Harvest in my eyes. Just getting my first character to the second difficulty, and I have been using the same weapon for the last 20 levels. Should I look for a new weapon? Or like, should I look in the weapon card for green numbers? I completely depends on like what character you're playing, what skill you're playing. It might work if you're just playing Forcewave, sure, but if you're playing something else, it might be totally different. Also, my damage per second is 0 right now, right? Obviously I still deal damage, but my sheet damage is 0. Because I didn't put the skill on my left or right mouse button. So I'm just trying to like tell you that this sheet damage is not necessarily the, how do you say that, like the most reliable to look at, depending on where you put your skills on your skill bar, or like what skill you're playing, or what build you're playing, and if you're like playing more than one skill, for example, for damage as well, it's only going to consider one skill here. So yeah, it depends is the answer. I need more information. Also, are you even playing a skill that like depends on your weapon heavily, or are you not doing that? If you're playing a skill with percent weapon damage, then yes, upgrading your weapon is going to be more important. If you're playing a caster, then it's just going to be more important to get the right like percent damage on your weapon, the right like plus skill bonuses maybe on your weapon, or like the right skill modifier on your weapon. Depends. Low level Leech is kind of meh. Regen is king, especially on Soldier with men here and 2 Goddess Rings. Yeah, it's also kind of true, I guess. Regen is pretty good earlier. Also depends on the class, but yeah, Soldier is pretty good. Also, Voldrak's Crusher is a great weapon for almost like any physical damage user. Obviously, it's a lot better for cadence, and it's a lot better if you're playing Shaman as well. But even on this build, it's already an upgrade. So yeah, Voldrak's Crusher we go. And Voldrak's Crusher does also enhance your regen quite a bit. The way to push more into regen on Soldier would be to put more points into veterancy, right? Mostly. Menhirs will only works if you drop low, right? So it's not really like consistent. But yeah, veterancy. But the thing with like regen is, compared to like Leech, you get Leech, like a little bit of Leech at least, kind of for free, but like just picking this node here, which also has regen by the way, that you want for Kraken anyway. And also Unholy Inscription is a great component, which also gives you Leech. So, you know, it's fine to get some Leech without like huge investment. Whereas regen, once you get Goddess Rings, sure, you can just use Goddess Rings on top, it's fine. But veterancy, for example, or like this skill, you would have to like actively put more points here. And putting points here means you're not putting points of damage, or like not progressing your bar, or like not getting casting speed here, and so on and so on. Or like not getting resistances from Decorated Soldier. So I feel like regen has still a little bit more of a trade-off than Leech, at least in this case. But yeah, regen can be insane. 100% on, like, for example, Shamans or Soldiers. Regen is really, really good. Can you show the graphic settings? Here we go, really quick. Build makers on the forum said that regen is bad and Leech is king. Depends a little bit on your playstyle, right? If you're playing for maximum damage, maximum speed, then Leech is pretty much always better than regen. Like almost always. If you're playing hardcore and taking it a little slower, or like kiting more, then I think regen is a lot better than what he says. Is it better than Leech? It still like depends on the build. But it's definitely like a lot better if you're not playing super softcore, super damage, super speed. Then regen becomes a lot better already, I guess. You're playing a two-handed weapon saboteur. Wait, no, two weapon saboteur, not two-handed. So like dual wield, right? Fire strike. Okay, yeah, then you probably wanna look, or like try to get better weapons. I think for saboteur, okay, if you're playing cold damage saboteur, you wanna probably farm the Odakovia area for like the spectral weapons, like spectral battle axe or spectral longsword, for example. Or you could also farm the cave in Ugdenborg for a, like the one with the witch, for a chill strife. Or if you are sided with Kaiman's Chosen, you could also try Malkadar's Red Blade from Tomb of the Archon. Or if you're playing fire, you could farm the Kyrian boss at the end of the Undercity in Odakovia. For Kyrian's Mace, right. I think that's the best for Fire Strike, and if you're playing Cold, then you wanna play the other weapons that I just mentioned. I mean, you can play Cold Fire Strike as well, right? Fire Strike doesn't mean you have to play fire damage. Yeah, like Felipe said, like dual Kyrian Mace. If you're playing fire damage Fire Strike, then Kyrian Mace is great. I was watching many Savager softcore build showcases. Your heart cannot take that HP bar going ping pong. Yeah. They also only show you the ones where they actually kill Ravager, right? They don't show you the ones where they don't kill Ravager and die. So... They do like post the success rate most of the time, but keep in mind those are like success rates of people that are great at the game, right? So okay, also there is a new ring here, right, that you can get from these other spiders, from the Tarot Weave spiders, at least in Fangs of Astakarn. And this one has, like, this is Fangs of Astakarn exclusive, right? If you don't own Fangs of Astakarn expansion, you're not gonna drop these rings here. And this one seems to have casting speed by default. The Frostbite suffix gives you cold and frostburn damage. The decaying prefix gives you flat vitality damage. So the base of this item is % vitality damage, casting speed, trap resistance, and then like the skill points down there, right? Okay. Cool, cool. Nice new HUD, yep. Well, this is the updated classic HUD. There is also updated like skill window and character window, quest window, etc, etc. And there are also... like there's another variant of the HUD with orbs, if you prefer orbs. I do still think this is a little too small. They should make it bigger. I don't know what they're doing with that, but... I mean, I guess you can like increase the size of this HUD a bit if you want to, but... I think the default should also be bigger than it is. Like, I don't know why the icons, for example, of your buffs and debuffs aren't like the same size on both HUDs. That's a little weird to me. It is what it is. Hopefully they're gonna change that. Ooh, that's a new item actually. Look at this. The Void Tier. And it's just a blue item, so not overly exciting, of course. It's still nice though, looks nice. Frenzied Troll Bone Crusher. Holy. This would be so insane, right? If I was using a skill that uses attack speed and not casting speed. Chaos procs Ziri, good in some builds? Maybe. I mean, Chaos Berserker is definitely something you can play. The class has very good Chaos support. Let's go with maybe this music, otherwise I'm falling asleep here, holy shit.
Ah, we speak at last.
Or maybe this one actually. Are there any camera mods for Grim Dawn for an immersive playthrough? Dude, I showcased one of those rather recently, actually. Well, not yesterday, but a couple months ago on stream. DPS has Grimcam included. Hang on, did I? Is it not on YouTube somewhere? Let me check. DPS. Grimcam. Okay, maybe I didn't do a video about it, but yeah, here. Okay, there was a live stream at least. I didn't make a video about it yet, though. Maybe I should do that too, because it was pretty interesting, right? You can play the game like this as well, right? If you really want to. I think it works best with a gun and with a controller though, but you can. Also play melee like that, it's a little more scuffed I think, but yeah, it works. No Rest for the Wicked is adding a third-person mode too, holy. Interesting. Yeah, I think at some point I just can't get away with not trying No Rest for the Wicked. Like, the developers have bought the rights to their own game, they don't have a flippin' publisher anymore, right? Just like Grim Dawn as well. They have apparently made some really good patches recently now because they finally are able to do what they really want to do and, you know, don't have to listen to any publisher. They have apparently, I don't know, like just made like many good things, like many good patches and so on, so even if I don't necessarily like the art style and so on that much, I might still have to like check it out, just from like a technical perspective. And maybe, you know, maybe it ends up being like lots of fun anyway, and I'll enjoy playing it. Alright, let's go back here. Right, I left a portal here next to the dynamite blockade that I destroyed. So we can enter this area and do the side quests here as well. Get some XP, some devotions I think as well. Speaking of, I should like apply another point here. I'm pretty sure all the mods that I used are linked in the description of the video that I linked. Yeah. Grimcam and DPS. You need both, though. You need both. Why does every human look like they have gorilla arms and no rest for the wicked? Yeah, I know. That's like one of the things that I don't really like about the game. Like, it's a little weird. The whole like art style and so on, it's not really my favorite, but yeah, I can see why people like it, of course. And maybe I like it as well, who knows. But yeah, I don't know. Art style is not really my jam. We found flesh warped casks, right? Flesh warped casks are great, and I should probably start using Warcry because I found these. Like right about now. Like at least once you're up to 40 points in Soldier, you want to start using Warcry. And also, at least once you have this helmet, you want to start using Warcry. Because Warcry, well, it has damage reduction. Like, it reduces enemies' damage in an area around you. And it also reduces enemy physical resistance with Break Morale. So it boosts your defense and your offense. It's a great skill. Use it. No Rest for the Wicked has gorgeous lighting. I think it's too much. I actually don't like the lighting in No Rest for the Wicked at all. I actually don't like it. I kind of hate it. But it's subjective, I guess. Like, it looks like a comic, the whole game, to me. And I don't like comic-like games for some reason. I prefer games that look rather more natural or even dull, just like Rune, to like over-the-top comic-style games. That's also why I hate like World of Warcraft aesthetics. I think it looks so bad. But it's, yeah, it's super subjective, right? Like, it's probably a great game. Just not necessarily my jam. Reminded you a lot of Arcane. Yeah. To be fair, I don't mind, like, watching something like Arcane, for example, art style-wise. Or, like, I mean, I watched, like, many animes in the past as well, when I was younger. I don't mind watching it, but I somehow mind playing it more. Like, even though I like animes and I've watched like so many of them, I also wouldn't like playing an anime game, to be fair. It just doesn't feel right to me. Or like, I mean, I guess I would play maybe some if they were like really good, but also there's like arcane golems now, as you just saw. Like, you can literally get an arcane golem in like Act 2 and get fucking arcane in your face in Act 2 now. With Fangs of Ostakarn. I played LOL, what the fuck? I did. That's true, I did play LOL. But I also quit LOL. Yeah, if you're going to this area, you wanna enter the cave that is not marked on the map, the Bloodbriar's lair first, because you wanna do like both quests, and if you go into this one first, you do like both in one. Like both in one, I guess. Yo, Limeace, I was a Shaco one-trick pony. That's not true. I hated Shaco just as much as you did. What about Dota? I mean, Dota is like Warcraft 3 graphics, I guess. I mean, I did play Dota, sure. That's true. I didn't play Dota for the graphics, though. Definitely not. Okay, so I guess you could say I would play like anime style or like animated style or like comic style games if they're good. And if I like the gameplay, sure, but it's not my favorite. Definitely not my favorite. Blade Fury. No orb UI, I'm a no orb gamer, yeah. I know. Hate me. I'm a no orb gamer. Seraphims of Celerity. It is more armor, but it has a resistance type that is really easy to get for me and that I already have maxed, so that is a sell. +1 to Soldier. Oh yeah, flipping Mogara's Fangs is insane. The one Manticore we just killed, Mogara, right? From the one quest. You want this. And I guess if you're playing a Blitz Soldier, you would want this one from Bloodbriar. But we're not, so we're gonna stick with this one at level 32. Taskmasters of Protection. I am playing on the new patch, but it is in test thing still. It's not fully out yet. This is not the live patch. This is the playtester patch. .3. Yeah, the new UI shows you like the skulls on the weapon. Much better. Is it hard to install the camera mod? No. I clicked the button and then I put it in the right folder and then it was done, I think. Whether or not that's hard for you or not, I can't judge. But I mean, you played like
speak
flipping
at
modded
last.
Skyrim with 5 billion mods before, right? You know how to do mods. Come on. Also, Morndale, welcome on, welcome on. Fresh
Should
start.
I buy DLCs?
Should I buy DLCs? I don't know. Chat, what do you think? Are the DLCs worth it? Maybe we should like make another Reddit post. Haven't had one of those are the DLCs worth it Reddit posts in a while. Nope. What? What? Pay to win sucks. Jeez. I would dare to say Grim Dawn is not complete without DLCs. Should I sell DLCs?
New question. Should I sell DLCs?
I mean, if you're a crate, then you should sell DLCs. Yeah, you should sell DLCs to the masses. Make them buy your DLCs. Yo, Tado, welcome. Sell a class DLC for like 30 bucks. Yeah. Out of all things, I play Forcewave. Yeah. Right. I mean, I'm checking out this new game, as the title says, right? And if you're new to this game, and you have as much brain capacity as I do, maybe, I don't know. I found like a YouTuber who has a pretty popular short on YouTube who said this to me, right? I know YouTube can't hear this, but he basically told me to play Forcewave Soldier. So here we are, playing Forcewave Soldier. Also, yeah, it's time for Forcewave. I mean, for Warcry, rather. It's always time for Forcewave. Always has been. But it's time for Warcry now as well. You can cry. They need to add a better sound effect to this, holy shit. Like now that you don't even have an animation anymore, it looks so bland without a sound effect. What the hell, man? New UI? New UI is officially new UI, yes. Like the Berserker cry sounds great, but this one, like what the hell, man? It's like a cry from Temu or something. Temu cry. Any other updates besides UI? Balance stuff and other stuff. I mean, this is gonna be the baseline patch for like Fangs of Astakarn, ultimately. So yeah, otherwise I think there's a changelog like here. Do I have the game muted? Oh shit. I was still on wait, now you can hear in-game stuff, I think. Oh yeah, because I was like showing a clip earlier. I was on desktop and not on... Oh, the game shouldn't be no longer muted, right? Oops. Look at the new Drangul models, by the way. Pog. You like the Warcry sounds? Your favorite sound? Really? Ancient Ruins should have 2 more spawns where you can drop... Oh, Ancient Ruins has 2 spawns where you can drop Obsidian Cleaver. Where the fuck is Ancient Ruins again? Yeah, that sounds like a wind gust, doesn't it? I agree. The YouTuber told you to always use Reaping Strike? I think that's the wrong YouTuber. You got the wrong number. You got the wrong channel. What does Warcry do again? A blood-chilling Warcry weakens the resolve of your foes and disrupts their focus. That's what it does. Is there a reason we nerf Blade Spirits? Xanta hates pets. Did he lose another bet? He lost a bet to Madly, I guess. Or something, I don't fucking know. The totally exciting gameplay, man. He died, and I didn't. GG, but it's good. Nobody uses them? That's not true, is it? It's not true. Let's hand in all my quests here, real quick. Not in the top 20 equals nobody.
We speak at last.
Yeah. What happens when you upgrade to legendary? What? A low level like Tremor that has 23. What do you mean exactly? Not sure if I understand your question correctly. We got a new spoiler here, by the way, boys. New spoiler. Boys and girls. Void's Lament, level 30. Chaos. One-handed sword. With physical to vitality and elemental to chaos. Wait, what? Huh? I got a PM Xanta about this. Wait, what? Huh? Split conversion, a blue item? Huh? Onslaught and Brimstone. It looks nice. But... Silent 10. Yeah, maybe the Ascended version is gonna have better results. That's good for Death Knight, is it though? I don't know about that. It's good for Death Knight because Death Knight uses none of these skills. It's Fangs tomorrow, hooray! No, that's not Fangs yet. Okay, we're putting like more points into damage for Forcewave. This last node, it gives you only damage over time, right? Only internal trauma and bleeding damage. And since we're spamming this, and also since this node reduces the damage of all of the damage, right? We're keeping this at only 1 point. You don't have to put more points than 1 here if you're using spam Forcewave, so don't do that. Rather put points into squad tactics to like squad like a true Gopnik, right? Get casting speed, I mean. Seems great for Spiritborn.
So
how doomed are we? Yes. How doomed are we? Yes. This guy, if you don't kill him, right, and if you're also friendly to him, he can sell you some ointments. That's kind of nice. So don't take his money, don't kill him, and then he will sell you ointments. Some small hidden tip right there, I guess.
I wasn't sure you. I wish
I'm going to level up. Holy shit. That's what he said. Okay, let's look at this in-game. A beauty.
Safe storage, no questions asked.
Cool, cool.
with me.
I'll skip the pleasantry. The Legion is split on two.
Fuck.
I see you. The Legion is split on two.
Yes, yes. The Legion is split on two fronts. The one and the other. Okay. Pump Warcry a bit maybe, squad tactics, you know, break morale. Also like put points into the mastery bar to get to other one's rage. That's like what you should do now. Am I planning the upcoming pt.1 league? No. I do not plan to play it, and I'm also not playing it right now. I will not. If I had infinite time, and if I would be actually making money playing PoE, then yes. But no, so no. Devotions. So we got the Kraken. Now it's time to go for Assassin's Blade. PoE1 versus PoE2, what do I like more? I think I personally like PoE2 more. Show Devotions again. They're the same. I mean, the UI on the left looks cool and new, but it's the same Devotions. There is no new Devotions. Yet. Any reasons I didn't finish Jackal?
To tell.
I guess because I forgot. You could also argue, is 5% HP better or is 15% all damage better? I guess at this point in the game, 15% all damage is better, actually better, right? It is better. % Fizz, I mean 2% Fizz is literally useless at this point in the game, like completely, utterly useless, I would say. Wait, is there a top 5 ranged builds video from Senator G? Do we have more content, more React content? Top 5 crazy ranged builds. Purifier, I got on with no brimstone. Okay. I mean, that's good content. I can already see it. React now, holy. Maybe next stream. I don't want to spoil myself too much. Invoker. Shh. Don't spoil her. Jesus. Five crazy details you didn't know about Grim Dawn, yeah. And then one of the last crazy detail is like Senator G build sucks. Don't follow his builds. Okay, that's not great content, that's just hater content, right? I would be called a hater, I guess. The community is toxic, yeah. Dude, that's so fucking funny, man. Like, you know the guy with the toxic community posts, right? Who made his own website just to shit on the Grim Dawn community because it's too toxic. And there was like another guy who made like an AI video about Grim Dawn, which got like a couple of views apparently. And then he was in the comments of that video saying, too bad, the community is too toxic, or something like that. And it was like a couple of weeks ago. It's so hilarious, man, like what the fuck. Hang on. I got the comment somewhere. Where is it? Like, look at this, right? I was like 3 days ago on January 31st, so... When was it, like 3 weeks ago? Yeah. Please announce when you react to Signature G on Discord. Alright, good night, good night, good night. Yeah, I'm not gonna do react stuff today. I'm gonna finish this character through Act 3 and I'm gonna go to bed as well. Then it's bitch time. So Godos drops the ring, right? And the ring of Godos, the ring of Totally Not Golem, is his precious. He really liked that ring. Which also gives you a lot of regeneration, right? Health regen, percent HP as well. It's an insane ring, to be fair. Just insane. And if you're like a warder, for example, with Mugdogan's Pact, or Vindictive Flame, like a Demolitionist, or a soldier with Menhir's Bulwark, it's extra insane. And you could go for Alderon's Rage, but you could honestly also go for Menhir's Bulwark, right? Like, if you want to be tankier, this is nice for OA and damage. This is nice for tankiness, some flat damage, but like absorb and tons of heal. It's honestly not bad either, especially with this ring. So if you want to play like a safer hardcore character, I don't see nothing wrong with going for Menhir's Bulwark, honestly. Vigorous of Mending, classic. Recently got your hardcore to 100 following the Blitz Warlord guide. Nice, nice. Now finishing off the ultimate campaign. GG, GG. Good luck. Keep it up. Sounds good. You're on the right track. Yep. Never saw Signature builds, they must be sehr gut. Yes, yes, they are very, very much sehr gut. They are the best. Totally. The top-down angle of the screen. What do you mean? Like rotating the camera like this? Whee! There's two ways you can do it. You can either press two different keys that you can assign somewhere in controls, key bindings. Yeah. I think it's dot and comma by default. Or you press down like your mouse wheel.
Can you help me with my problem? I am currently level 26 and I wear blue item almost in every slot, but I keep dying for some reason. Do you think something wrong with my game?
Fuck, that's a classic. Yeah, don't auto-equip blue items, guys. Higher rarity doesn't mean better. Blue items can be okay and decent, but green items are most of the time better than blues. So yeah, the key binding for like enabling camera rotation like this, the fast one, is by default when you hold down your mouse wheel. Strongest Diablo 3 player, yeah, exactly. But you can also, of course, like put it to something else, right? Camera rotate. This one like enables it. You can like bind it to whatever you want. And yeah, I am kind of addicted to it, so I do it like all the fucking time, as you can see. I like it a lot. Grandon should have a creative mode. I mean, it has a map editor that you can just use. Grandon has modding. You can create your own custom map and then like do a map editor. Where a character has max experience, I mean, you can just GD stash that as well. Like, you can do all of that if you want to. It's just not built into the game by default, like, for example, Minecraft has it, or No Man's Sky. But you can do all of that. It's a little bit more convoluted, I guess, compared to having it in the game, but you can do all of that. If you want to. You can't rotate the camera in RPGs, feels wrong. Yeah. Everybody has their preference, right? It is what it is. Oh wait, we're done here. There are only few blue geared pieces in the game that are worth equipping temporary, and that's like... and like 2.5 that are this. Wait, what? Oh yeah. I guess. I mean, there's a couple of blue items. I mean, I think there's maybe a bit more blue items while leveling that are decent enough. You can dance if you want to. You can store your loot in clouds. You can. You can store your loot in the community league cloud if you're playing the community leagues, for example. Like on the website. You can do that too, actually. They should add like a slash dance though. I don't think that exists. Lazy developers, SMH my head. Why is there no dance command? If you upgrade a blue set to purple, do the bonuses change? Not really, no. Like, you get more bonuses on top, but they don't change. I think. At least I can't think of a blue item that loses stats when you upgrade them. You either get more of the same stat, or it's the same, or you get more stats on top. But I don't think you lose stats ever by ascending items. Like wild colors? I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so. Well, not every set or item is gonna get a ascendant version, right? But actually, I don't know how many are gonna get the ascendant like treatment. I actually don't know, because I believe they're not finished with all of them yet. So I have no idea. I have no clue. Okay, I should like look at my gear, right? Looking through items at some point can become a little tedious, but if you don't want to die on hardcore, you have to do it. You definitely have to do it. Also, we are approaching the Blood Grove, and the Blood Grove is always kind of scary, to be fair, because before the Blood Grove, you basically need 0 chaos resistance. But once you get to the Blood Grove, all of a sudden you need like 50% chaos resistance, something like that, especially when you meet Bolvar. And I currently only have 17, so I need to figure out a way to get more chaos resistance, I guess. So why don't we just write chaos resistance up here and see what we have. 9% on this, which needs a fuck ton of spirit, which I can't even equip. GG. These boots, maybe. Yeah, maybe by Bolvar Rip incoming, right? Do I not like the rainbow mod item? The rainbow items mod? I like it. It's fine. I do use it sometimes. And I can recommend it. But yeah, not right now. Okay, how do I get more Chaos Rust though? Holy moly.
There was
it's still terrible.
My scouts have reported.
My scouts have reported that you need more Chaos Rush, indeed.
I have come to represent Kaiman's chosen.
Which one you choose is kinda up to you. I mean, they have like different gear. You can like talk to them to like understand like what kind of gear they can offer you. I would say it doesn't really matter for this build, which one you choose. Like, choose whichever you, I don't know, you think looks cooler, I guess.
Come see what's left of my wares. Iron well spent.
Now this blue pair of boots is maybe one that I want to keep. Oh shit, these have Chaos Rush. Never mind. Let's put all of this here and then like just look at the stuff here. So consecrated wrappings have Chaos Rush, right? But they also have like attack speed. I think I rather want to keep using what I have, the Unholy Inscription. You agree maybe? Why am I playing Forcewave of all things? Because I'm new to this game. And I heard it's good. I think that guy's right.
Keep an eye on this.
More scrap metal.
I'll keep your stash safe.
Your Chaos Rush is a cluster in your inventory? That's true. That's true. If you're playing hardcore, you can just press cluster. Okay, let's change my glove component and then we're off. We have like 35% Chaos Rush. Should be enough. Must be enough. Has to be enough.
Bring me back something interesting.
Time to die. You can also buy ointments, I guess, yeah.
Got any more scrap metal?
Can we already craft ointments? You can craft some of them. But not the Chaos Rush one, actually. Interesting. Maybe he sells one?
I'll give you a good price for what I've got left.
Unlucky.
See you around.
Unlucky, unlucky. Enough Chaos Resistance to die to Bolvar, yep. Yep. New UI is still in beta. Ooh, Devourer Ring. I'm also playing on the Fangs of Astakarn thingy. Like Fangs of Astakarn beta. So I'm allowed to like show you some of the new items that are dropping here that are spoilers. Void Touch Devourer Ring of Mending. Field Command +3 physical damage, chaos damage. Void Touch is obviously flat chaos and Mending is health regen. So, I mean, this should be actually an upgrade. Also, are we gonna switch to Mogara's Fangs or just keep Shamdra's Heart? I think for Forcewave you actually want to keep your Shamdra's Heart. Never mind, that's only for Blade Arc, right? Kinda. Quest log is updated. This is different than before. The key is different here. This has like a blacker background, so it's a bit easier to see. Some of these like stars and stuff. All of this is new. It still looks a little similar though, I guess. Do I want to use this instead of the Skinner family seal? Maybe. I kind of want to use it instead of Blood Seal, but Blood Seal gives me Chaos Rush, which I do need right now. Close beta. The UI stuff is open. the new items and everything else Fangsavastikon related, like the Berserker class, is closed. Invite only. And I don't have permissions to invite anybody. Only Zentai can. I signed an NDA. Technically I didn't, but something like that. I mean, I didn't sign anything actually, but I am a reasonable human being. Is it? Is it more impactful actually? I don't see an exclusive giving me casting speed actually. And percent damage at the same time. Clearly more impactful, is it? Also, Warcry does have this helmet, right? So I'm not sure if it's really more impactful to go for the exclusive right away. And skipping Field Command and Warcry. I would kind of dare to say it's not... It is debatable though, like, I think it's close, it's definitely very close. I just mostly disagree with your clearly in your sentence. Like, without this helmet, obviously you don't play Warcry. But once you have this helmet, you play Warcry, I think. Also, where am I going? Okay, I guess I get the Rift Gate first, and then go back real quick to the other stuff here. To find the farmers, and Bolvar, and all the insignias. And totem. The poor Terran boss. Yep. Oh, you said early, not clearly. Because you said like L early, so I put the C before that, so it was like clearly. But you put the L too much, so like your L was not part of clearly, but it was part of early. But it was just a typo. Okay. Okay. I mean, what you wrote was like between early and clearly, so I was a little confused, maybe. Okay, where the hell is this totem? Where the hell is this totem? What the fuck? Okay, we'll get to it later. We'll get to it later. Oh shit, Bolvar. Yep. These guys can, like, actually kill you if you're not careful. This guy is basically the... almost like the sole reason why you need, like, good Chaos Rush going here. Or, like, non-zero Chaos Rush at least. also helps against like all the other Chthonians or like Bloodsworns here, but Bolivar is like the main reason, I would say. Oh, and I guess also like the Scales Rift if you like want to go down here. I mean, you can, sure, explore some Chaos Rifts, but I'm gonna skip it for now. Not really need it. Okay, let's go back here and then we go to Fort Heron on the right, to the northeast. Since we sided with Caiman's Chosen, there's gonna be a side quest at some point in the future which will require me to kill the boss of that fort. But you can do it like in advance and then just hand in the quest right away. So let's do that. Save some time. Alright, easy enough. This guy like needs a buff or something, like what the fuck? Why is he so easy? Why are they all so easy? What do you guys think about like buffing some bosses in Season 8, by the way? Do like and give some bosses maybe some new skills and stuff like that. Just mark veteran. Okay. Let's run the same guy again. And it's probably not gonna matter much though, yeah, that's true. We are a veteran gamer. Like, Bolivar was updated, right? And Bolivar actually fucks now. Even on normal, right? It doesn't matter if it's on normal. He actually deals damage. This guy here, like... Yo, Arcto, welcome. New game. Yeah, I've never played this game before, what do you mean? Totally new to me. Totally. Okay, this guy on veteran. Like, he dies a little slower, sure. But, I don't know, man. Did it make a huge difference? Necromancer boss, yeah, he doesn't even like summon anything. Just does nothing. How many hours do I have in this game? More than one. Yeah, they do also have more damage, but like the skills that they're using are just like, I think, I don't know, they're like adding a little bit of like percent damage on top of whatever they're using is just not doing much because, you know, like more times 0 is still kind of 0. These guys on the other hand though, these fucking Harbingers, they are scary even sometimes on normal. These mobs need Thunder. I don't think like anything that's not a boss needs Thunder, personally. I think Thunder should be like for bosses only. At least that's my opinion, but... I mean, yeah, you could also add Thunder to something else. Alo Franix. Anybody know what happened to Magi? I actually don't know. Maybe he just got a job? Or started climbing more? Or... yeah, I don't know. Maybe he like actually finally got sick of us. He was bullied too much. Who knows? Yeah, I kinda miss him too. I don't know what he's up to. Maybe he's just run out of like... I think he's just burnt out from like streaming and playing games that aren't good. Or... like he's also burnt out from like Grim Dawn, because there's no season, there's no expansion. So it's wise to take a time off now, so that whenever the expansion or the season drops, he will no longer be burnt out. So I'm pretty sure he will be back at some point. Like when the expansion drops, or like when the next season drops at least. He'll be back, I'm pretty sure. But streaming is like more taxing than one might realize. Even if you're like streaming without a camera like he is, it still takes effort, you know? Like reading all the bullshit that like people write in chat, especially like in his chat. Right, like his chat is a little bit more wild sometimes, after all. He'll be back. Magi brings it upon himself, really. He was asking for it, you mean? See, that's why he quit. Well, sometimes, yeah. I mean, we had regular monsters with Thunder in the past. The very first like playtest patch that introduced Thunder had Thunder on non-bosses. It was a bad idea, let's say it like that, so they removed it for a good reason. Okay, this thing here, you wanna make sure to pull away the enemies, so that you're not pulling the boss, because if you're fighting the boss at the same time as like the mobs from this shrine, it can be kinda spicy. Zarya, right, she has a curse, as you can see on my debuff bar in the bottom right. And she also can summon crystals, which you need to destroy ASAP. Because if you're cursed and those crystals start zapping you, you can pretty much get one-shot by her, if you have like terrible chaos rush. You can also fight the boss before clicking the shrine, that's also true. You can also do it the other way around. That's probably safer, actually. Here we see a infernal hero, right? This is like a new hero type, which has new abilities, as you just saw there. Obviously on veteran or like normal it's not gonna be that scary, but there are like new enemy types, new like elite types coming with the Fangs of Astakarn expansion. Legends has it. This is your first time playing? Yes. I'm playing a skill that some YouTuber that I found says is pretty good for players that have my brain capacity, I guess. So we're doing that. Seems to work good so far. Max will also confirm. True. Max will also confirm. Indeed, indeed. Chaos Forcewave when? Well, if you're playing in the league, right, you can just play it right now. The community league has pretty dope Chaos Forcewave items. Wait, what F? Oh shit. Wait, what F? Oh shit. Oh shit. F5. Back. Oh no, what happened to the stream? Yeah, Zentai sniped my stream, right? Because I was gonna show some Hey, what's this? Stream at low kill stress. Returning home into the cage, yeah. Yep. Wait, Max is streaming right now? What? Actually streaming. Interesting. Why play Grim Dawn? Hello. Because it's a good game. And yeah, also like new UI update. And some new item spoilers for you guys. Like this one. And a couple others. You don't mind the UI update, but you have some small feedback for it? Let's go. Bring it on. Or post it on the forums, even better. Yes, Nervous 89, there was. There was, yes. Yes. Not to test publicly though, right? Like I can't show you everything. Like 99% of what they updated I cannot show you. I can only show you like some... maybe like balancing they did to Berserker. Or... there is like a... like this one is new, I guess. Or like you don't see this in the Grim tools, in the old Grim tools. You can also play Chaos Raven by default now, not just Chaos Werewolf. Yeah, I mean this skill is better than before, this skill is better than before, I think. What else? And then there's some items here and there, right? Like this one, I had some others in my stash, or like this one is new as well. Devourer Ring. Able to scale the bar. Do you mean the bar or the orbs? You're an orb gamer, right? I mean, the orbs are way too small, and I completely agree. I mean, you see the icon size of Feed Command here, right? The icon size should be the same with the orb UI, and everything else in the orb UI should be appropriately bigger than it is right now. But if you go to the orb UI, right? Why the fuck is this so small? And everything else is also as small as this icon, in my opinion. Like, scale this icon up to what the icon is like in this UI, and then scale everything else also up the same way proportionally. Like, that's what Crate should be doing, not you, right? I mean, when you do the UI slider here... you know what I mean, right? Like, Just make it bigger, Crate. Just make it bigger. It's too small. We need bigger balls. Crate's balls are too small. I think it's time for a wall cleaver, isn't it? Still haven't found one, what the hell? It's gonna like almost double my damage once I find a wall cleaver. An obsidian wall cleaver is what we want on this build. Which can be dropped by the Chthonian tyrants. Of which we haven't met too many so far. There's some from the like totems. But otherwise most of them are rather neck 4, so like after this boss. Alright. Anyway, so we killed Karos. Amulet of Fiery Scorn. This is also new, isn't it? Interesting blue items. I mean, most of the blue items are kind of like just filler items in a way, right? Oh yeah, the one... Oh yeah, that's the one you meant earlier. Somebody else in chat also said it earlier in chat. Also, do you see these new... This new snow, these new trees? You see these footsteps? This is like a preview of what's to come, I guess, in a way. More blues rather than sleeping. And there's also more purples, but yeah, blues are kinda boring. I have to agree. Okay, anyway, let's check out the secret ruin that we were talking about. It's at Broken Holes. Maybe we're lucky and find a cleaver there. And if yes, I guess we could have went here already like way earlier, like already in Act 2, right? That was kind of my bad for not remembering that. Why are blue so bad? I mean, look at their stats and then you know why. Not all are bad, but many are kind of bad. The thing is, they might be better than like the green items that somebody who has no idea about the game would be, right? So, or I think like new players, some of the blues might appear kinda decent. But if you actually know like what FXs to look for in greens and what items to pick when it comes to green items, then you will most of the time, not always, but most of the time find green items that are just better than blues. And these new blues here, I mean, it's okay, but look at my green, right? Monster frequencies are just way too good. And even like standard green items, like Zealot's gauntlets are nice, sure. And I am using them right now. Mostly because of the chaos resistance. But some item like this can also be better. Like easily. Wait, are there even any tyrants here? I think there's only void leeches here. Like these small guys and then the void leeches. Are there any tyrants spawning here even at the end? Dominator's gauntlets. 300 armor though. The suffix, the prefix sucks though for the squad right now. There are blues with plus Forcewave. Celestial Totem, do you even dare click on this? This is kinda not what you wanna do. Especially not on veteran hardcore. And you do this like once you're like well geared. Before that I feel like it's a waste of time. But I guess it's still fine. Okay, 5 billion items. That I should pick up. Okay, let's go inside real quick.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
So I don't actually need Mugaras. I do want to use this one though. What about the Bloods 4 investments? They need too much spirit. Root of Vicious Barbs. Has Chaos Res. I would lose Aether Res though. I mean, I want to get some Aether resistance as well soon. Like for Act 4, I kind of need a little bit of both Chaos and Aether Res.
We speak
not just
at
Chaos. Cinder Rain Mantle has 17 Chaos Res. That's pretty good, not gonna lie. Aggressive of Psyche, nah. Wild Carders, no thank you. Lots of stats on this one, but not the right stats. Warding of Pack Mentality. Pack Mentality is a new pet suffix. Coming with Fangs of Astakarn as well. I think I just used this chest, right? Flesh Warped Plate Mail has, I think, always Chaos Resistance as an implicit. Has some soldier related stuff. It's not too bad. We use that as our chest armor, I believe, going forward. So this and that, this and that, and that and this. I'm gonna try to hang on to my belt with like the Forcewave bonuses as long as possible. Blue pants can be pretty good though. Okay, there's like some slots where blue items can be good, like shoulders I guess, pants, gloves sometimes too. This one is not good for this build, but I'm gonna keep it because it's like a new item. That I haven't seen yet. Sell all of that crap. Just sell all the chests here, I think. 10% casting speed, but no resistances, unlucky. Another new item. Impenetrable of Udin's Flame. I mean, that's not bad actually. It's not a bad chest, but it's not a Flesh Warp Plate Mail, so it goes into the trash for now as well. Okay, cool. Let's change the shoulder component.
Tinkering is my specialty.
Is this game worth buying? This game is very new and very much worth buying, yes, yes. Okay, is this game worth frying? There's unfortunately no physical copy of Grim Dawn that you can buy, right? You can't get a physical copy of this. So you can't even deep fry it. Unlucky, man. New UI looks cool. Yep. Looks pretty nice. Ooh, this guy has a cleaver, right? You know why? So this guy doesn't have a cleaver, because he has a cleaver-like weapon, but it's grey, right? This one is also grey, this one is also grey, this one is red. So he actually has the weapon equipped, and when we kill him, he will drop the weapon. There it is. GG. Look at this, plus 8,843 damage per second. Okay, dude. Requires level 40 though, unlucky. Also, alacrity is a bad suffix. You want celerity, right? You want casting speed, not attack speed. So this already looks insane, but you can do so much better. This guy, yeah, also kill all his crystals instantly, right? But I mean, we're gonna kill some more of these dudes soon in the next act. And then get lucky with maybe some better drops. Hey, there's one more here actually, this one has another one. Earthbound is great, but of Scorching is unfortunately fire damage, so that's useless. Also here, this guy drops a cool blade. It's getting filtered out by my loot filter, but it's a very cool one-handed blade. Looks kinda nice too. It's also for soldiers actually, but like a different kind of soldier. This one, okay, it is Earthbound of Scorching. Of Scorching is a fire damage suffix which does nothing, but Earthbound prefix is good, because it also has this Earth Ward thingy going on for it, which gives you like regen and armor, and I think also like adds some physical damage. But more importantly, this is a level 32 weapon, so I can equip it right away. So I instantly get like 7,000 more damage. Easy clap. Very nice. The best Forcewave leveling weapon. Yes, if you want to play two-handed physical weapon, like Forcewave, then this is by far the best weapon. You play this one from whenever you get it, all the way to 100. And even at 100, you play it until... I mean, there's like Stonefist Rebuke, which is a legendary weapon, which is fine and can be better than a Obsidian Warcleaver with bad rolls. But an Obsidian Warcleaver with like perfect rolls is still gonna be the best Forcewave weapon in the game. It's still gonna be better than Stonefist Rebuke. At 100 you probably switch out of Forcewave. Depends, yeah. Depends. If you don't want to play Forcewave, then yeah. Also Forcewave by default I guess is not the best endgame skill, that's true. It's still fine, but there are better endgame skills than Forcewave, yeah. Alright, cool, let's hand in these quests and then we're done for the day I think. Yo, Atari Workman, do I know when the DLC is coming? I do not know, I can only guesstimate, and my current guesstimate would be maybe in May? Maybe in June? Something like that. We don't have a date yet. The last thing they said is they said the first half of 2026. I don't think it's gonna be earlier than May, so there's only May and June left. Is there a better weapon for cooldown Forcewave?
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
For two-handed cooldown Forcewave, no, but for like one-hand and shield cooldown Forcewave, which is what you usually play when you play cooldown Forcewave, yes, very much so. Alright, we got enough devotion points to put this in Forcewave. You want to put your active devotion points to a skill as soon as possible, because they will start leveling with you once you assign them. If you don't assign them, they won't level. And yeah. I mean, so far we only have one. So we put it on whatever we're spamming, which in this case is Forcewave.
Safe storage, no questions asked.
Oh hey, we got 35, didn't we? So 35 means we can actually... Okay, let me get rid of this ring. I have enough Chaos Blast now, I think. We can do some, because we're getting even more here anyway. I really need Aether Resistance now, actually. So maybe I go back to these boots. They have, like, no armor, though. What about this ring? No. This ring? No. Wait, did I sell my Goddess Ring on accident? Goddess Ring has, like, Aether Resistance, doesn't it? Oops. I think I should go back and maybe kill Goddess once more next time we're playing. Let's go with this actually.
Hold on to that for you. Come see what's left of my wares.
0 Aetherus against Lucius should be fine, yeah. That's gonna need some work here for sure. Hang on, where can I buy the blueprint for the runestone component? That's a sanctified bone.
See you around.
Is it from the... Oh, hang on a second. We need to do the side quests from the faction I chose. From Kaiman's chosen, right?
Storage. No questions asked.
So we gotta get like 3 Custodian Seals of Binding. That's all I have. Almost. Can I? Oh yeah, there we go.
Hold on.
Take all the seals. It's rovers. Oh, it might be rovers actually. Also talk to Minova. On which level do you drop Lokar set when leveling? At level 94.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Oh yeah, it is rovers. Okay, so I guess we run like an Undercity real quick. No, not Undercity. We run Steps of Torment up until the shrine to get another shrine, another devotion point. And to get some reputation with the rovers because we're killing undead. Well, this Aether pool is definitely scary for me right now with 0% Aetherus, holy. Any loot filter updates? So far, not really. We only got a tick box for ascended items, that's it. Sad. Map tabs in Grim Dawn. I mean, for waystones and keys, especially in the league, I think it would be nice. There's a video about this build. There's a super old video about this build, yes, which I do plan to update. But if you're not playing the expansion yet, which obviously nobody is, then I think you can still kinda just use that old video, yeah. It's just like called how to level a soldier, Forcewave soldier or something like that. Okay, Cleaver has damage. Very nice. Okay, let's run this dungeon here. To get some reputation. How do I change the UI? The UI is currently only on the beta branch, like the playtester 1.3. It's not on the main branch yet. It is still in beta basically. Ooh, dynamite chest, let's go. If you switch to the testing branch, make sure to back up your saves, guys. Because beta branches are always a little unstable and you might lose your character or items or something. So make sure to back up your saves before going to the playtesting branch. How do you switch to the beta branch? Does this work? No. Okay, hang on. Here you go. It works only on Steam though, right? So if you're playing the game on GOG, for example, then no testing for you, unfortunately. It only works on Steam. I think. On Linux, on Steam, nice. Sounds good. Dude, there are so many people like playing Grand on Linux. I'm always like positively surprised. So nice. Even like people playing the community league on Linux. Very nice, very nice. And honestly, like, fuck Windows, like... if not for, like, some specific features, or, like, me being lazy, I guess, I would also, I guess, just run it on Linux. Like, my PC is still on Windows 10, and I don't wanna, like... upgrade to Windows 11, honestly. I might maybe just, like, switch my PC from Windows to Linux as well. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure yet. With Cloud Code? Oh yeah. I heard about that too. Seems to run pretty good. Most people. Well, like good enough at least. Can't be asked with Linux. Understandable. Holy shit, the Infernal Watcher. Also, I think I need to actually take care of my energy now. I need like some component for energy. I thought I'm not gonna need it for Forcewave, but I think I do actually. Yep. If you get like, maybe even ectoplasm. Just smack an ectoplasm on my forehead for now, and then later on switch to, say, like Arcane Spark, for example. But I need to get some reputation to get the blueprint to farm Arcane Spark. Oh, I know why, right? Like, this weapon gave me another +4 to Forcewave and +4 to Internal Trauma. And because it's like a way higher level now, it needs a lot more energy to cast. So the weapon does give me a fuck ton of damage, but also it does increase my energy regen, like energy consumption by quite a lot as well. Do I have every achievement? Yes. So, yeah. Something to consider once you have the cleaver and so many skill points in Forcewave, you will run into energy issues. I need to wait for the fucking pot, what the fuck. Yeah. Which means you need to either run ectoplasm, which is like the kind of like makeshift solution, I would say. Or you... well, ideally at some point you can get the Arcane Spark blueprint to craft Arcane Spark component, and then put that in your medal. Or amulet. I think metal is best for that. For now though, let's go with this. Do I have a Chains of Oleron? Maybe for my chest. To get some more OA.
Safe storage, no questions.
I have one. Okay. Chains is a pretty nice component, giving you like tons of OA, trap res, movement speed. I guess I don't need the movement speed, but the OA is very nice. Alternatively, you can also play Ancient Armor Plating for more physique, armor, higher armor absorption. That's also not too bad, but yeah. Soldier kind of gets like free armor absorption and Scars of Battle anyway. Okay, so running Steps of Torment should have given me enough reputation to buy blueprints with the rovers. But since we're here, we can also do the same for Devil's Crossing, and Devil's Crossing has actually the blueprint for a belt that has +1 to all skills and Soldier, right? So now if we search for Soldier here, we can craft the Devil's Cord, which is big. Big. How much playing time? Playtime do I have in Grand Dawn? Yes. Wardstone. Okay. So now when we craft like non-components, this feature comes into play. Right. The Devil's Crossing Smith, at least Angram, if you choose the other one, it's gonna have different bonuses. Will give you one of 3 bonuses at random: pierce resistance, armor, or physique. That's really good for endgame. But honestly, right now, I'm gonna prefer the Smith in Homestead, the one from the Black Legion. Because this one can give you Aether Res, Chaos Res, or HP. And especially the 2 resistances are really nice for me right now. So let's see what we got here. So we are insanely lucky, the luckiest man alive. And we got an incorruptible prefix, which is absolutely nuts. It has Aether Res, Chaos Res, and Poison Res all in one affix. The Smith bonus rolled health, so we didn't even get resistances there, but Incorruptible is just out of this world insane, so yeah, I guess we were picking that one. Kind of like a, yeah, streamer client, I guess. What do I think about Torchlight Infinite? I actually played it off stream, like for a day or 2, and then uninstalled it again. It's not my game. But I can see it being fun for people that like mindless zooming. But it's not for me. Like if you only care about blasting and literally nothing else in an RPG, then you were gonna like Torchlight Infinite. But for me, blasting is like, out of all the things that make an RPG fun for me, it's like actually very far down on the list. So it's not for me.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. See you around.
Like I do like speedrunning or like speed leveling every now and then, sure. I mean, I did like speedruns for Grim Dawn too. But I don't know, it's not... But that's more like because I like speedruns in general. Like I also like speedruns in like Elden Ring, or... I think I would like to do a Minecraft speedrun more than playing Torchlight Infinite, you know? Like, not even kidding. That's how I feel about Torchlight Infinite. It's not my game. Okay, let's go and hand in the quest here from Father Kaiman. So, when you're sided with Father Kaiman, you want to do 3 things, right? You want to kill Bolvar, the Bloodbinder. We did that. You want to have 3 Chthonian Seeds of Binding. I have that, but like in my stash right now. And I want to kill the guy in Fort Heron, right? That's one over here, the Necromancer that I also killed. So in the past, you had to have Chthonian Seeds of Binding in your inventory here. And I'm not sure if they changed that, so I want to try it out. Are these the seals? So it pulls the seals from your stash now, even on a quest. That's some cool quality of life, coming with 1.3. Alright, so it works. That's insane.
See anything you like? Iron well spent.
And you know what? This quality of life is gonna be free for everybody, because it's coming with 1.3. It's not bound to the expansion. It's not like... What did I post on Discord the other hour? Diablo subreddit in a nutshell. I would have paid more, to be honest. This is about like the Diablo 2 Reign of the Warlock DLC, right? I would have paid more, to be honest. I'm still stunned that they actually created a loot filter and made stackable runes and gems. What? This guy would have paid more than 25 or whatever it is in his currency, dollars or euros, whatever, for being able to do this and like have fucking loot filter, have this, huh? What? It's like for them it's like some kind of like insane tech to do this. That's like never seen before or something. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's just insane to me. Have I played Last Epoch? I have over 1,000 hours in Last Epoch actually. I think Last Epoch is still my second most played ARPG. And yes, there's like a lot of very concerning stuff going on with them in the last couple of years, or like months at least. With Crafton and also other stuff. So I'm not like as optimistic about LE as I was in the past. But I would still say like LE, the game itself as it is right now, compared to many other ARPGs that are out there, it's still solid. Like, it's still okay, and you can still definitely buy it and like have a lot of fun with it for quite some time.
What troubles you?
But
I sense turmoil within
yeah,
you.
it's just not something I am super like. It's not a game I'm like very like hopeful about for the future. But we'll see. I'm definitely gonna play next season. I'm gonna play season 4 no matter what they do. If it's terrible, I'll play it for like 1 or 2 days, tell you guys it's terrible, and then move on. If it's not, I'll play it a little bit longer, we'll see. But yeah, I still have some hope. Some hope left at least. Not as much as I had in the past, but some are still there. Alright, I think this is a good stopping point, unless I want to recover the lost cannons and the conflagration. I mean, it is technically part of Act 3. But I have 0 Aetherus. Hold on, I was gonna buy a runestone from the rovers. I think I did that, didn't I? Yeah, okay, so we can craft a runestone now. Runestone is arguably the best component you can put on your helmet. And I think what I'll do here is I will put a ectoplasm in my ring instead. For now, because I don't need the vitality resistance that badly. And put the runestone in my helmet instead, because it gives me aether resistance, elemental, and poisonous. It's just too good not to use it. So let's do that. Change this here. Put this there. Change the ring here. Put this there. There we go. This looks a little bit healthier at least. Way too much elemental resistances, but like, what can you do? What you can do is, once you have bought Aether Soul, which I believe was from these guys. Aether Soul, yeah. So I already have it. Once you buy this one from Devil's Crossing, you can craft an Aether Soul, right? And this one needs 3 Wrath Stones. I only have 2. Yikes, okay. What do you do when you're out of Aether Crystals? You go to Warden's lab. Like, you need to reset your game first, of course, but I think I already did that at some point. You go to Warden's lab and you just do this right here, right? You run here. Kill some crystals, kill some crystals. If you're too high level, I think I'm like barely there still. Like, I'm level 37. The crystals are level 31, as you can see. They don't scale like all the way to you, like with you. If you can't get crystals from these anymore, you will have to go either to the conflagration, where I'm going now, but for which I want more Aetherus, or you need to even go to like immolation, which is even worse. So yeah. We could also run some salt, yeah, that's true as well. True. Okay. Now we got some crystals. TLI is for me about zooming all the time since low numbers change as you go deeper. Yeah, for me that's like kind of boring content, I don't know. Like, the combat is just boring doing just that for me personally. Wait, I crafted too many, what the fuck am I doing? Anyway, you can put this one in Amulet, I believe, or Metal. I think I'm gonna change it on my Amulet, because if I change it on my Metal, I would have to like reapply the augment again, so let's not do that. Let's put it in Amulet instead. I will lose some bleeding resistance here, but honestly, bleeding is only a dot. And if you have Leech, you can always Leech against it, or like Regen against it. I do also lose some movement speed, losing the, what's it called again? The Ward Stone. But I have enough. Because now I'm up to Oleron's Rage, which gives me movement speed. I also think I have enough movement speed from the tree here. So that's nice. 400 hours in and you still haven't dropped Eye of the Storm recipe. Are you spam farming totems or what are you doing?
Got any more scrap metal?
To be fair, you can also go for Menhir's Bulwark, right? If I had the Goddess Ring, which I think sold on accident, Menhir's Bulwark might be better actually at this point. Totems and Ultimate, yeah, okay. I just keep doing what you're doing, I guess, then. Good luck. Or you can also run Shattered Ram if you're strong enough for that, right? Run SR, run Totems. But for SR, you kind of want to be able to do, like, something higher than SR 20 at least, I think. And then farm, like, 2 shards. Something like, I don't know, 30 to 31 is, like, the best. For farming, but you can also like do some lower shards, which should also yield some decent results for blueprints. If you're not strong enough for that yet, yeah, just do some more of the totems, I guess. That's fine too. Do I have any build for update 1.3? Honestly, I would say like most of the builds I have on my YouTube are still totally fine for 1.3. 1.3 didn't like magically completely change the game all that much. There's some balancing here and there. Also, I recently showcased the top 20 builds of the patch 1.2.1.6, which was very, very recent. Those aren't my builds, but they're still like really, really good builds, at least, especially for softcore. Holy moly, I don't have enough Aetherest to tank all of that yet. I did not have the time to make a, like, proper endgame build myself for 1.3 yet, no. An onion, yeah. Top 20 builds in onion, in opinion. I mean, I've made some builds for, like, 1.3 Fangs of Astakarn, but I can't show you those yet. Jesus, can I, like, just kill the fucking thing, please? Thank you. Fuck, there was like 2 mobs spawning from this one. What the hell? Some of these shrines are like ridiculously easy. Okay, I still have a little bit of energy problems to repair. Yeah, let's try to check out what we need to craft an Arcane Spark as well. Arcane Spark, Arcane Spark. Let's see over here. What skill to use for Conjurer leveling? You can do either Dreek's Evil Eye as well, like Acid Dreek's Evil Eye, or you can do Vitality Sigil. I do have a rather old, but still working Vitality Sigil Conjurer, like starter build.
See anything you like?
I think either of those two should work nicely.
Put it to good use.
Let's just finish Jackal for now. Oh yeah, I was gonna check Arcane Spark. What do I need for that? Okay, it is a Black Legion one. I need more reputation, so we can't play that one yet. Oh well, okay, it is what it is. This is a... Maybe I could like play double Ectoplasm for now. Shouldn't be that bad. We drop to like 64 vitality resistance. What do I want to go for next year? I think Ulzad. Maybe pick like Throne maybe for resistances. So Throne, Ulzad. Could also do Owl. Owl Ulzad is also fine. Cunning Spirit, skill, energy cost reduction. Well, Ectoplasm energy is unlimited. Well, I had fights where I ran out of energy while spamming the potion all the time, so I wouldn't say it's unlimited really. Not quite yet. I hope they improved the devotion visuals a bit. Did they? I don't think they did actually. It's like still the same. Alright, I mean this is gonna be it for this Act 1, 2, 3 Forcewave soldier leveling, I guess. Thank you so much everybody for watching. There's gonna be, of course, more of this character and then also more variants of soldier leveling coming up, like Blade Arc and Blitz. Probably next. At least Blade Arc. Maybe also Blitz. The Blitz guide I made isn't that old, so maybe I don't do Blitz. Let's see. So yeah, thank you so much guys for watching. If you want, you can hop onto my Discord. Link is down below. And of course, if you are on Twitch and want to check out some more content, you can also go and hop on my YouTube. Thank you so much everybody for all the support today. It was actually an insane stream. So many people back here subscribing, dumping gifted subs as well, even lots of new followers. Lots of fun with the TTS spam. Maybe like a little bit too much sometimes, but it was still funny. So yeah, good night guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.